do do do. Alright, hello everybody. I'm Faded Woods, fated to be Firewoods one day, and we are here again with the Ace Attorney Trilogy, Apollo. Okay, game selection, let's just get into it. Hello Ace. Turnabout Corner. So, who's dying this time? Another one bites the dust. A wheel? As long as we draw breath, the wheel of fate turns. Oh, Blaze Blue. Oh, it's Trixie and Ace? And a pan flute player? What is going on? Spinning big crimes and little crimes together. And when the wheel stops... Oh fudge, he's dead. You die. June 15, 9:12 a.m. Wright & Co. law offices. It's still running after 7 years of inactivity, I think. 2 months have passed since Mr. Gavin's arrest. My first trial, and I lost both my mentor and my job. That's what happens when you go against your boss. And, well, it was his fault really. He's the one that murdered the dude. Yeah, I'll admit it, I was screwed. But even when I hit rock bottom, I told myself I'd never come here, honest. Oh, Trixie has really been changing up the place. Is this the place? Here being the legendary Wright & Co. law offices. How is that plate of spaghetti floating? Okay, Justice, time to stop trembling. Ah, you must be here for the interview, right this way? Huh? It's Trixie. Hello there. You found the right place. Welcome. What's with this girl? Well now, shall we begin? Begin what? Right. First things first, any special talents? Law degree? You have to get one of those. Talents? Yes. Well, you must have at least one. Well, he has that special notice people's twitches, like a stand ability, like that one dude from JoJo Part 4, who can notice people's, when they're afraid or something. Well, I guess defending? Defending? An unusual talent, but it'll do. With a little jazzing up, of course. You think so? Let's give it a go, shall we? Huh? Go ahead, show me, defend. Shields up, counter, parry. Just give it all you got. Don't hold back now. What are you talking about? I just can't defend here. First lesson. A professional can perform anywhere. Thanks. You gotta be improv. Have you taken any improv cases? Some good bluffing cases. We want people to be laughing with us, not at us. We're not street performers. We're law defendants. Thanks, but I'm not sure why they should be laughing at all. What? What exactly do you think you came here to do? What? Defend? No? Excuse me, but do you know where you are? Yes, the Wright & Co. law offices. We're lawyers. She's not a lawyer. Huh? The Wright & Co. law offices, right? Oh. I was afraid of that. Don't worry, you're not the first. Look, what's going on here? Who are you? I came here to meet up with the person in charge. Well, you've apparently made no fewer than 2 mistakes. Mistakes? But I got a call from Mr. Wright this morning. Perhaps you should go read the sign out in front again? What's there to read? Look, it says right there. Oh. Why does it say Wright Talent Agency? Welcome to the Wright Talent Agency, where you always come to the right place. Puns. So, I guess Apollo's no longer a lawyer. Stage magician? I guess. I'm Trucy, right? Oh, I thought her name was Trixie. It's Trucy. CEO and a magician. You're a CEO? It all came flooding back. The trial. That girl. That's her. Hello, sir. Please pick a card. It's you. But why did that one guy have that locket? That's right. She's my daughter. Trucy. Right. Here, check out our flyer. Oh, I didn't check it out. I wonder if it's part of it? Nope. That's Phoenix Wright, age 33. Trucy Wright, 15? You can't be... Can you be a CEO at 15? So, what's your name? Apollo. Apollo Justice, attorney at law. Oh, this again. Can move, present. I gotta prove to her that I'm an actual lawyer. Oh, I've seen one of those before. That's an attorney's badge. It looks just like the one Daddy used to have. Now, if I take this badge and do this and this, see? It's gone. She took the badge. I need it for a job. What do you do with my badge? No need to worry. Just look in your pocket. Huh? No way. My pocket? Wait a second, there's something in there. It's the flyer for your agency. And here's your badge. You can have it back now. That's the last time I let Eric touch anything of mine. Period. Talk. The Right Talent Agency. So, is this really a talent agency? You bet. Daddy started it 7 years ago when he quit law. Of course, we only have 2 people signed up right now. Who else? Who else is a lawyer here? 2 people? Does that include you? No, she can't be a lawyer. Trucy Wright, magician extraordinaire. I've done a lot of stage shows, paid too. I'm a professional, you know. Right. Promise you'll come to one of my shows, okay? Let's see. Oh, and the other person in our agency is... Phoenix Wright, pianist extraordinaire. Oh wait, pianist extraordinaire. Oh, so this is no actual lawyers here. Your dad, in other words. Didn't he say he couldn't play the piano? Our agency doesn't see that as a problem. Why, there are many magicians who can't do magic. At least you're an optimist, I'll give you that. She's the adoptive daughter, right? So you're Phoenix Wright's daughter? That's right. After Daddy quit law 7 years ago, I promised I would keep him fed. So I'm kind of his sugar daddy, get it? How does that make sense? No. I'm in charge of this whole office too. Pretty amazing for a young lass of 15. Wouldn't you agree? Do you go to school? Are you going to school? 15? I guess it's like a hobby to her or something. How old is Mr. Wright? Daddy? Oh, he's 33 this year. I'm sure there's a good explanation. I hope. I'm pretty sure to any fan who played the game right after this would be confused. Like, this doesn't add up. And where's Mia? No, Maya. What about the dude himself? About Mr. Wright giving up law. It was because of that incident 7 years ago, wasn't it? Eh? You know about that? Not the details. I remember the news though. It was a big deal. So I hear. I was too young to understand what was going on. I'll ask Daddy about it next time I get the chance. Daddy. Right. That reminds me. About Mr. Wright. He gave me a call this morning to come in. Daddy's not here right now. He's in the hospital. The hospital? Yeah. He's on strict bed rest until he gets better. What happened in the 2 months? Okay. Which hospital is Mr. Wright in? I'll pay him a visit. Oh, the Hickfield Clinic. It's quite close. Right. Well, I'll be going now, and I'll give this showbiz gig some thought, okay? Wait, I'll go with you. That's manga and DVDs. The Steel Samurai right over there. So, this is Mr. Wright's hospital. It's you again. You are not a doctor. Or maybe he is. It's been 7 years. No, he's no way he's a doctor. Eh? Visitors area, yeah. Are you the doctor? Yep. Dr. Hickfield's the name. Good morning, doctor. No, it's not a real doctor. Don't take him seriously. Why, yeah there, Trucy. Cute as ever. Uh-oh. Get away from her. Is this Daddy's room? Oh yeah, except he's gone for a morning checkup. Be back soon. How are you, Miss Juicy? Got any places you like examined? Doctor? Yeah, thank God. He's here. Doctor, the nurse was looking for you. Why, if it isn't Daddy-O, the cutest little thing in town. I guess I'll be off then. Later, Juicy. Good. Wow, what an odd bird that guy was. Good morning. Didn't expect you to be here so soon, Apollo. Mr. Wright. Look, I'm a lawyer. What's that? Looks strangely familiar. How can you not recognize an attorney's badge? It's been 7 years. I've forgotten a lot of things. I guess some 7 years are longer than others. What happened? You're in the hospital? So what happened? Who could have imagined it? Me, victim of a hit and run. You were hit by a car? Oh, he tried to swerve, I'll give him that. Picture me tossed 30 feet through the air, only stopping with my head hit in that telephone pole. You hit a telephone pole with your head? You okay? Thankfully, my only injury was a sprained ankle. Bull crap, how can that be? He really is as lucky as they say. No way, he's unlucky. It's like saying being not struck by lightning, but getting hit by fire because of the lightning? You're still unlucky. This guy is so unlucky. About Chusi. There is something that, well, it just doesn't sit right. I just can't believe you have a daughter, Mr. Wright. And she's so big, not fatter, but you know what I mean. The time frame doesn't add up. Oh, Chusi's still a child. Daddy, how many times do I have to remind you? I'm not a child anymore. Well, you'll always be Daddy's little baby to me, Chusi. My foot, I'm not buying it. Oh, something you should know about Chusi. She's a magician, right? She told me. Not a mere stage magician. She's a genius. Teehee, aw, Daddy. You'll soon come across to appreciate her talent. You could just tell me things instead of insinuating them. So, why did you contact me? What could the right talent agency possibly want with me? No, take it quickly now. Hey, I didn't ask to be dragged into this. Huh? But didn't you come into the office of your own free will anyway? Well, yeah, of course. Help! We're in big trouble here at the office. Big! I thought someone was dying. So, you don't think this is big trouble? My talent agency represents only 2 people, and one of them is in the hospital. That's right, Daddy. How are you going to pay this month's rent? And the groceries? Yeah, that's the problem with such a tight operation. It's a symbiotic relationship. When one of us falls, the other 2 must fall. Hey, this isn't exactly a suitable conversation to be having with a 15-year-old kid. Or is she going to school? You're making it better work? What's going on here? In any case, if Apollo here can't help you, you'll have to transfer to a new school. Again. No, I can't. I only just made friends. How can you do this to me? To us, Polly. Polly? Man, they're trying to guilt trip him, just like they do with Phoenix. Guilt trip, guilt trip. Huh? What? Now it's my fault? On that note, how about you come work for us? I've got the perfect client for you already lined up. A client? You mean I get to do my job? I get to defend in court? Alright, I'll hear what you have to say. You got him, Daddy. Look, hook, line, and sinker. Now it's time to reel him in. It's official. I'm scared. These 2 know how to read my mind. Okay, who's the client? Alright, so who's the client? Yes, here. Take a look at the map and I'll explain. Last night, I left the office just before 9 o'clock. I was going to that Indochine pasta joint al dente's. I play piano there, of course. That's what had happened. You almost got hit by a car. The car sent me flying, nicked the telephone pole, and zoomed away. Creepy, huh? Just a tad. It's almost as creepy as hearing you tell the story like it was no big deal. The car sped off in his direction. towards the law office. So good luck. Wait, that's it? Huh? You wanted a client, didn't you? Well, I'm your client. You want me to find the person who put you in the hospital? Oh, that's funny. Go find the dude who tried to run me over. Find the guy who knocked me into that telephone pole. Whoa, hold on. I'm a defense attorney, not a detective. Don't worry, once you've found the guy, I intend to sue him. Then you can stick it to him in court. I'm not a prosecutor either. I'm sorry, but this is crazy. I'm going home. Don't get so worked up. It was just a joke. Phoenix, you know you don't have a sense of humor. Everything you say is dry and way too serious. He's never been good at telling jokes. Never. Huh? Oh, Daddy. Sorry, Paulo. He just loves jokes, you know, but he's not good at telling them. Even the ones that aren't very funny. Your real client should be stopping by the office any time now. The office? You mean the talent agency? No, I've been going. It's not like I have anything else to do. Oh, one more thing. Don't look into my accident too, would you? Do look into my accident. I marked the scene of the tragedy on this map. Right there, in front of People Park. It's right in front of this park. Should be easy to find. So he's going to make me investigate this after all. Alright, time to move. But we can examine this place. Steel Samurai. What's that on TV? Looks like some sort of action hero show. Oh, I know that one. That's the Sniffling Samurai. What? His booger flick attack is the big hit with the grade school crowd. I had no idea you like this kind of stuff, Mr. Wright. Well, what else is there to do when you're stuck in a bed? Besides, the episode will just keep piling up if I don't keep up, you know? Yeah, try not buying them. Now's the only time I get to watch and write up my reports. Your reports? It's a long story. Like a lot of things, actually. Are you still drinking your grape juice? You alcoholic. Ah, Daddy, you snuck him in some grape juice again? The doctor said you weren't supposed to drink that here. Trucy, look at the label. Oh, deep sea mineral water. That's fine, I guess. I switched the labels. Don't tell Trucy, okay? Oh my god, he's such an alcoholic. What can I say? The man loves his grape juice. And what are all these books? A swaying, spiraling stack of DVD cases. The Steel Samurai, the Nickel Samurai, the Pink Princess, the Zappy Samurai, Electric Boogaloo. They're all children's action hero shows. This kid I know keeps sending them to me. Oh, is it that one kid? Like a niece or a nephew? Something like that. Quite the collection. This kid's parents must be really generous with their allowance. Funny, Mr. Wright doesn't seem the type that kids would like. What's in the bag? Oh, if it doesn't have anything to say, it doesn't have that circle. This desk. Mr. Wright's bed. It's really messy. Look how messy this is! You're just hopeless without me, aren't you, Daddy? Yikes, she's attempting to clean up. Look out. You got me. What else can I say? I was raised in a barn. Try not to let the word get out, Apollo, if you don't mind. Yeah, it might ruin your illustrious career. Pretending to play the piano. There's the pink piano. You don't actually practice, do you? This looks like a child's toy piano. Gotta practice. Wouldn't want my fingers to get stiff. A pro always keeps his weapon close at hand. Shall I play you a tune? Can you at least play something simple? No thanks. How unfortunate. I so rarely get a chance to play. Was that 80s flowers? Anything else? What about the next bed? Roommate? Nope. Time to move. "10 a.m. Hey! How long are you planning on making me wait, eh? Ah, good morning. Oh, this dude, he's got a ramen. His hair is stringy like ramen. And he's got a bowl, too. It's pretty funny. Wasn't he the dude with the gun? That's a silhouette, right? He's the one who killed him. Hey there, Juicy Doll. Sounds like your pops had that big of a tough rough spot, eh? All's well that ends well, I guess. This is our client? Hey, so is that Apollo fellow, eh? Oh, yes. The name's Apollo. Look at him there, arms all crossed like ready to fight. Yes, sir. You don't mean that literally, do you? The boss told you what I need, right? Don't let me down, Apollo. Don't worry about your defense, sir. I'm on it. Defense? Your noodle half-cooked? It's too late for defense. My castle's been stormed. My keep's been capped. My noodle stand's been stolen. Noodle? You know Mr. Eladun from the noodle stand, don't you, Polly? No nicknames, please. And no, of course I don't know him. This is the first time I've met him. You new in these parts? Not really. Then you know the best noodles in town. Eladun's Noodles. Whose noodles? My noodles. Help me out here, Shusy doll. This is Mr. Guy Odun, our client. Maybe you can tell us what the problem is, Mr. Eladun? Or a harmonica. Or a kazoo? Anything for you, Shusy doll. So yes, I am a lawyer. Yeehaw, attaboy, way to flash him. Oh, Phoenix used to do that to my pops all the time. Your father? Yep, he'd whip that bad boy and put it on my tab. You know I'm good for it. A tab at a noodle joint? Who's this guy? So, you run a noodle stand, Mr. Eldoon. Guy Eldoon's the name, and noodles are my game. Secrets in the soup. Been searching for the perfect soup for 1.5 years. Oh, that's not that long, really. My family's been a noodle man for generations. Got a lot of expectations on my shoulders. 15 fathers passed the noodle to 15 sons. That's a long generation indeed, holy crap. That's a pretty old noodle. Aye, and fool that I was, I pushed it away. I rebelled against my pops and picked up another livelihood. But that didn't turn out so well. Oh, there was no denying it. Salty broth must run through these veins, boy. So, it was like destiny that you became what you are. Right, destiny's the word. Oh, I fought it. But in the end, I was bound by the twisted noodle of fate. Not the mental image I care to linger on. So, last year, I started my noodle stand, the 15th generation of Eldoon noodles. So tell me more about the Eldoon's noodles. You don't know the genius that are my noodles. I make them so salty, why they're saltier than salt. I do like salty foods. But I don't really like ramen. I prefer udon. Now I really don't want to find out. Daddy's a regular at his noodle stand. He frequented my pop's stand back during his attorney days too. Yep, him as in his assistant. I'm sorry, I'll be sure to drop by your stand soon. Wish you could, Sonny. Eh? Heck, I wish I could. I'd give anything for a bowl right now. What do you mean? It was stolen. My stand. Gone. Stolen? Please, this is the crime. It was last night. I was doing my rounds, blowing my whistle. It's like an ice cream truck's bell, but louder. He even gets complaints. Now you're just trying to butter me up. That sounded more like a blues than a whistle. I closed up my stand for the night and packed by the house. Then, this morning, dark and early, it was gone. My keep, my castle, oh no. Maybe some bum carted it off? Just guessing here. Well, I don't care who did it. Without that stand, I'm finished. All my noodle bowls were in there too. That's the saddest thing I've heard all day. You know it. Anyhow, that's the deal. Good luck. That's it? No leads, no nothing? Good, huh? Wait, what exactly is your request? My noodle stand. Find it. And the day you bring my baby back is the day you feast on as many noodles as you want. Of course, I make it so hot and salty, 2 bowls will kill a man. Then I'd really need defense. So I'm just an errand boy, huh? Oh well. Speaking of defense, That's what I do. I'm a lawyer, not a detective. Heck, Phoenix Wright back in his day, he was a detective. This is where I live. You drop by if you need any info, okay? Eldoon's house, right over there. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Get back to it. Get it back today if you can. Paulo, I got noodles to make. Things have certainly taken a turn for the bizarre. Traffic accidents, noodle stand thieves. What's next? Actually, oh no. There was something I wanted to ask you about too, Apollo. Huh? I have a bad feeling about this. Listen to the lady's problem now. Don't be cruel. I lost something last night. That is, something was stolen? Hey, what's this? More thieving at Skoludgery? Well, someone stole a pair of my panties. Your panties? What? Who broke in here? When he's sucking on his hair. It's so funny. So they were, stolen? My panties, yes. Right. Your panties. That's a crying shame, that is, Trucy doll. I was alone in the office last night. I had hung my panties out by the window there to dry. When a thief came and took them, my favorite panties. I ran after him. Give them back, I shouted. Wait! Well, that was certainly brave of you. But I lost them. Without those panties, I don't know what I'll do. Really? Okay. But seriously, there's somebody out there. Why are there so many thieves in the city? A darn crying shame, yup. This guy's... Is it this dude? Well, at least the scene of the crime is convenient. I'll mark it on your map. I'll be heading home now. Remember, find my stand or there's an empty bowl in your future, Paulo. Right. And you help out Trucy doll here too, you hear? Things have certainly picked up, haven't they? We have no work yesterday, and now we have 3 cases. I guess. Let's see where we stand. Not in a courtroom, that's where. Well, the first item on our list. Phoenix Wright, Thaddeus hit and run accident. We have to find the one who hit him. Who's going to pay us for this again? And the second item. Mr. Eldo's request to find his stolen stand, for which we stand to gain a bowl of salty noodles. And the last request is mine, to find my stolen panties. That bowl of noodles is looking better and better. Let's go, Polly, to the streets. Aren't you enthusiastic? How could I not be? Let's crack these cases, you and me. Guess we might as well get started. Let's see, a hit and run, a stolen stand, and last but not least, stolen panties. I gotta examine this bowl. Whoa, that fork is floating! Not. Why do you have a plate of plastic spaghetti here? That right there is the whole reason I became a magician. Do tell. I saw a plate just like that in a restaurant I love. The floating fork looked so real, that's when I knew. Someday, I'd make magic more amazing than that spaghetti. What's this up here? An old sepia-tinted photo of a man in a silk top hat. That's my favorite magician. I want to be just like him one day. Sure, nice. It's good to have a role model, even if it's gotta be well over 100. How rude. Oh, it's one of these boxes. A strange split box leers at me from the wall. Is this one of those boxes that for people cutting in half in? That's right. This cabinet is used for an illusion called the zigzag. I've seen one on TV, but why is one just sitting here in your office? Oh, it's a little big for me, you see, so I'm using it as furniture. Hats in the top, shirts in the middle, and pants down below. I think it's a nice touch, don't you? Actually, kinda yeah. It's not exactly what I call welcoming decor, but it's pretty cool. Did you win this trophy? This plant. Wait, is that the plant? Ah, don't touch Mr. Charlie. Mr. Charlie? He's been in this office much longer than I have. It is the goddamn plant. It's been there for so long. Daddy's mentor had a great fondness for Mr. Charlie. He's lived there since Daddy was a rookie attorney. Huh. Mr. Charlie. Right. Now I take care of him. What's in this office? All these legal books must be Mr. Wright's leftovers. There's a bunch of unrelated books in here too. One Trick a Day, Magic for Idiots. You think a pro magician would aim a bit higher? Coffee. Or tea? That table doesn't look very sturdy. You never see one of these? It's a magic table. So like, you make this teapot disappear? So you might think, but that's not it. Before your very eyes, the contents of the pot change. From Earl Grey to Darjeeling. Kinda hard to see the difference, I think. A hula hoop? Sofa? That's one of those hula hoop things everyone was crazy about back in the day. Really? I had no idea these were that popular. Not so bad with one of these myself, actually. Eh, I'm still learning. So you can really make someone levitate with it? Show me! Oh, is that what you meant? No, I mean just like hula hooping. It's not a normal hula hoop? It's with the guillotine. And there are all sorts of strange paraphernalia sitting on the top of the piano. Those are my magic props. Practice, practice, practice. A professional never leaves their weapons far from reach. But you can't play the piano with all this junk on it. Oh, no one plays here anyway. And the neighbors complain. I guess Mr. Wright really can't play. He can't play either way. That's it. The hospital, the accident scene, scene of the stand theft. Guess I'll go here first. Kitaki. And what's with all the paint? So this is where Mr. Wright got hit by a car? According to the map, this is the place. And there's a bunch of paint buckets stuck everywhere. What a huge mansion. Apollo, there's a nice looking lady over there. Let's question her. Okay. I'm a little curious about that park over there too. What's that lady doing over there? Look at that. Wait, run. Excuse me. Can we have a few words with you? You want something? Whoa, that husky voice. Why am I suddenly sweating? Husky? Oh. That's quite a house. What was this? Kelvin Colton. Age. Streaming I forget the proposal for you to hear. Hello there, Kelvin Colton. Oh, okay. I'll keep that in mind. Dun dun dun. Where was I? Whoa, money sounds like something my son would call his friends. This is the Kitaki family mansion, little girl. I don't make a husky voice. You kid with the hair. You want something? Me? No, not a thing. Bye. Apollo, we can't leave without questioning her. What if she knows something? But the Kitaki family. They're the biggest organized crime syndicate in town. Uh-oh. The Yakuza. That's a sword. If you're gonna ask something, ask it. If you're mad enough. Right. Yay, way to whip into shape, madame. Does she know no fear? Plum Kitaki, wife of the fourth head of the Kitaki family business. She's the wife. Oh, crap. Friends call me Little Plum. Little Apollo Justice, attorney at law. I'm the one who puts your kind into jail. Ha ha ha, please don't kill me. If looks could kill, this woman would be a mass murderer by now. Oh jeez. Don't present this, I am a lawyer. Sorry kid, I got no idea what you're talking about. Let's see. So this is the Kentucky family mansion, huh? Wow, what a big house, and the gate is so big. The Kentucky family is pretty big around these parts. I like the fox, it's so cute. Ah, that's our family crest, from the old country. Your family crest? We're as clever as the fox, and our teeth are sharp. So it's like a motto. You need a crest too, Apollo. Oh, how about the scales of justice? Or a lunar ladder? I'll pass, thanks. I do like the fox, though. Let's get all this paint. There's paint splashed all over the gate. What a mess. Was this paint knocked over by the car that hit my daddy? That's right. And I'm left to clean up the mess. Aren't you the wife? Don't you have somebody else to do this? Like, underlings? If you find whoever who did this, bring the scoundrel by, would you? Oh, she's gonna put him to death or something. Or have them clean it up. Of course. Then you can make them clean up their own mess. You are cute. Naive. But cute. Oh, they're gonna be dead. When I find whoever did this, you can bet I'll be doing some cleaning. Oh, jeez. There's nothing I dislike as much as a mess. Oh, I wish I could say cool things like that. I bet you do. I'd laugh if my teeth weren't shattering so hard. He's scared. Cool dragon. Who painted that? A brightly painted dragon. Why do I get the feeling he's glaring at me? These paints must have been to repaint this wall. That's right. I called in an artist to do the job right. He's the third so far. The third? The first spilled paint all over the entrance here. The second on my kimono. So No, please don't tell me. It's better if I don't know. They have to prosecute you somehow. Wait, I'm a defense attorney. Oh no, what if they have me defend them at some point? So, the Gitakis. Little Plum? That's a really cute name for someone so... Yes? Nothing. Whoa. What is it, Apollo? Okay. How about you go through me when talking to her, okay, Trucy? Huh? That seems like a bit of a needless procedure. I'm a lawyer. I live for needless procedures, paperwork and all that stuff. Oh, little girl, you should know we're gangsters. Oh, that means you're the bad guys. Trucy, through me, please. I'm begging you here. The bad guys. I like the sound of that. We're going to need some warm tea after this. It takes a lot of hard work to protect the family fortune. Things aren't as easy as they used to be for us bad guys. So you're saying that the business is in a slump? Let's not ask about business. If we can help it, please. So we're here about the accident, actually. A car accident last night. Last night? Oh, of course you wouldn't know about this. Sorry to bother you. Wait. Yes? You're talking about that man, aren't you? The one who flew 30 feet and just walked away? That's my daddy. I should have known. One of our capos thought he'd make a great pointman. They want to recruit Phoenix Wright to be a pointman? What's that mean? Could you avoid using too much, industry lingo? In any case, it's been nothing but trouble. I've been cleaning up this mess since morning, but... Cleaning up this paint? Was this paint spilled at the time of the accident? It was around 9 last night. I heard a crashing noise, and found your father drowning in a sea of paint. So you came to his rescue. You've my husband, the boss, to thank for that. The car hit your father, knocked over this paint, then turned the corner and sped away. We're in the middle of repainting our wall, you see. I'm sure that dragon is glaring at me. But why are you here out cleaning it up? Don't you have underlings? What do you mean? I mean, aren't you a gangster? Don't you have any goons to do your dirty work for you? Please go through me when you want to. Don't be such a stiff lawyer boy. I suppose we gangsters do have a certain image. Yeah? But we're community-oriented gangsters, you see. The boss likes to give back to the people, see? How noble of him. I availed myself of the public facilities to get rid of all the garbage. Now there's just the pain on the streets to deal with. Public facilities? I wonder if she means that trash can. Now it's... Oh, switch tabs. No. Move. Oh, over here. Who are you? Who's that? She's looking at the park. She's pretty. I bet she has a story, you know? There's something about her. Too bad she seems to be in a bit of a rush. A trash can. There's a big trash can on the way into the park. I guess we could check it out. A detective's life sure is a hard one. I'm an attorney action... Huh? 2 pieces of garbage with paint on them. These are slippers. They look like those slippers you get at the hospital. Look at this, Apollo. Doesn't this go on a car? Oh, a mirror. A side view mirror. Looks like it was torn off when it smacked into something. Or someone. Wait, you don't think... I do. This could be from the car that hit Mr. Wright. Wow, and he took off its mirror? I never knew Daddy was so strong. I only have room in my pocket for one of these, though. Which do you want to take? The mirror. Okay, how about this police card? Personally, I'm a little more interested in this park. You know what I think? I bet they're filming a movie. Let's go take a look. Maybe we'll see someone famous. Oh. Hey, miss. Stay out of the park. Oh, you got mad at me. Did something happen here, officer? No. Move along. Nothing to see. Why don't you kids go play somewhere else? We're not kids. We're not playing. I'm an attorney. Something wrong? Oh, Detective Sky. We're fine, ma'am. Nothing to report. It's Emma! Detective? Why, she's wearing a lab coat. You're hardly one to comment on how people are dressed. You've got a coat yourself. It's Emma Sky. She's all grown up. And these kids are? Curiosity seekers, ma'am. They claim to be lawyers. Why don't you kids run along and play someone else? Look, we're not. Or I might spill something on that pretty face of yours. Want a dose of experimental hydroxylunodeterase? Try saying that 3 times fast. Come again? What's hydroxy stuff? Like an acid? Whatever it is, it doesn't sound good. Let's go, Trucy. Try to keep out of the riffraff, if you would. Yes, ma'am. Are we gonna get more information like this? Why don't we ask that nice woman across the street? Oh yes, that nice woman. What are they doing? I guess she wants to go for her morning walk, but she can't. Looks like there's some trouble by the gate. I smell an accident. Ma'am, there's no entry to the park. Now don't you tell me where I can't go, young fella. I always walk through this park on my way home. Please, get down from there. You hurt yourself, ma'am. That's quite the determined old lady. And an ambulance. Gotta say, I'd really like to know what happened here. Hey, I said no one goes in. Unless you want a face full of hydroxychloroquine, what's it? No dice. Can I swap out? There's some paint on the slippers in this trash can. I can only carry one thing at a time in my pocket, you know. Should I swap? That's gonna get annoying, isn't it? Having to swap pieces of evidence. People Park. Huh, kind of an odd name for such an empty place. I wonder why it's named that. Hey, there's something written on the gate post. Huh? Oh yeah, it says donated by Big Win Kitaki. You mean the Kitaki family built this park? It's so nice of them to give the community like that. Let's not get too friendly with them, shall we? A gangster building a park. Odd move for a crime boss. Oh, she's gone. Oh, there she is. Present. I represent this. Sorry, kid. Oh, well, how about this? Can you tell me anything about this mirror? And that's probably from the car that knocked that fellow down from across the street. Right. That makes sense. This is a valuable clue. Let me know if you find that car, would you? You splashed Kitami paint, you pay the price. Gulp. People Park. Can I ask you a question? What? What happened in the park across the street? Oh yes, quite the commotion. Chicago lightning, as a bot would say. Chicago lightning? Gunfire. Someone was killed. Strange circumstances too. You're kidding. What a morning. Trouble everywhere. The park, the gate, even our house. Did something happen at your house too? A crime without honor. Without remorse. It's a private matter. Wanna hear about it? Somehow, I don't think no is an acceptable answer, Polly. So, what happened at your house? Bloomers, last night. Oh, the panty thief again? Me, Little Plum Kitaki, the victim of a panty snatcher. What? So it wasn't just my panties that were stolen? Got you too, did they? Poor thing. Like I said, whoever did this is a hardened criminal. It wasn't you, was it? No, of course not. Mercy? I've heard the word of that panties have been disappearing lately. And the missing panties all have something in common. It's hard to imagine Trucy's and Miss Katami's panties having much in common. I just imagine Miss Kataki's panties. I know. We'll find your bloomers too. Great. Show me what you're made of. What have you gotten me into? What have you gotten me into this time, Trucy? Oh, it's you again. My girlfriend before. Oh, welcome home, sweetie. A daughter? Hello, mother. She's a Kitaki too? Miss. Here, our flyer. The Right Anything Agency? Anything? I guess now that we're also an attorney, she quickly hobcobbled that anything part. Yeah, do you like the new flyer? So, this is our defense attorney, Mr. Apollo Justice. Attorney? Drop by our office. We'll be waiting. Goodbye. Why did you give her out our flyer? I don't know. She seemed like she could use some help. She's the heiress to a gangster dynasty. She doesn't need our help. I wouldn't be so sure. Well, now what's... Time to move. What if I swap out and show off these slippers? Some paint on the slippers in this trash can. Swap out? Yes. Swap. Why do I have to swap evidence? Sorry, kid. I have no idea. The evidence... Marakis Clinic was found in front of Kitaki Mansion. What if I go to the hospital? I can't go there yet. Okay, I'll take this thing. Side view mirror. Take it, swap. Yes. Swap. Okay. I guess we go to the stand now. The noodle stand. Vote? Vote for who? Ooh, a doggy. So, what's this place? This would be Mr. Eldoon's house, silly. Oh, so this is where his stand was stolen from. I can see a piece of evidence lying on the ground already. The bowl. Hey! The Marathis Clinic. Look, there's a police car parked over there. Bargain. 3 shots for the price of 1. You're right. What's with that sparkly entrance? What is this place, a hospital? There's a sign. Marathis Clinic. Oh, that's where the thief went. The thief? The one who snatched my panties. He ran into this clinic last night. Wait, maybe that police car is here to find my panties. Doubt. Well, there's only one way to be sure. Let's investigate. There you are, Sonny. Well, you found anything yet? No, not yet. The longer you live around here, the saltier your victory bowl gets. Just remember that. This bowl of noodles is sounding like less payment and more like punishment. Sorry, Sunny Boy. My interest is for the stand and precious little else. Get cracking on the case. Find my stands. I'm begging ya. Well, tell me a bit more yourself. So your stand, Eldoon's Noodles, was it? Aye, passed down from father to son. That stand's been seen its share of salt, Salt runs in the family, you might say. I bet high pleasure does too. So, your stand, Eldoon's Noodles, was stolen. Oh, it wasn't just the stand that was stolen, Sunny Boy. I lost those wobbly wheels, my salt-crusted stew pot, my stained sign. I just didn't lose a stand, I lost a legend. No one steals a legend and gets away with it on my watch. Let's find that legend, Apollo. Isn't it about time he bought a new one anyway? Oh, stolen stand. Are there any more details you could give me about the stand? You bet, Sunny Boy. It happened last night. I was blowing my whistle like always, crying the town I was. The smell of broth filled the streets, thick and salty. I got home, well, right before 10 p.m. I reckon. Guess he's not aiming for the late night market. I washed my bowls and gave me the wheels a squirt of grease. Then I went inside. When did you notice it had been stolen? Earlier this morning, before the sun rose. Work starts early. Do that many people eat noodles for breakfast? I'm washed up on the southeast stores of ruination. That stand had my whole life in it. Nay, my whole being. They took everything? All my soup stock, my noodles, my bowls, and my dreams. At least they left one bowl. Look, they're on the ground. I have lived here with my wife for many years now. It's got character though, just like my soup. I always thought character was a positive thing. Let's see what else. What's this thing down here? That's the place, right there. And that's where I kept my stand, covered all nice and pretty like that blue tarp there. So you used this plastic sheet to cover your stand last night? I see. You see? What? Did you figure out why it was stolen? Well, no, but it does suggest that the thief knew what he or she was looking for. They clearly knew what was under that sheet. So it wasn't one of those casual drive-by stand snatchers, you mean? Not bad, Sunny Boy. Not bad at all. The bowl. The last bowl. Is this yours, Mr. Eldoon? Hey, that there's my heart and soul of Eldoon's Noodles. That bowl absorbs my salty soup. Pretty soon it's gonna taste just like noodles. Wow, it does smell like noodles. All my other bowls got taken away with my stand. Get it back for me, Sunny Boy. I'm begging ya. It's a mascot? Save the light. Protester? There's a handwritten sign here. It says, save the light? Save the light indeed. Mr. Eldoon's house is practically in the dark here. I guess the hospital clinic next door blocks all the sunlight. Everything's gone since they built that monstrosity. Broth needs sun or it rots. What's a man to do? They just want my customers to get food poisoning so they can turn a pretty profit. That seems like a lot of trouble to go through for a few extra patients. This is oil or water? It looks like the oil drum is connected to the sink over there. Collecting rainwater to do the dishes. How environmentally conscious. You don't think he uses rainwater to cook his noodles and make the broth, do you? Oh, I'm sure he finds the best water money can buy. Taste is his business, you know. Look, that sign over there. Oh, wait, this reminds me. Aren't like the most shadiest, rugged, ramen stands the best kind? This place is the most rugged and shadiest of them all. The soup must be delicious. Eldoon's only uses water from all natural sources. Rainwater soup. I think I'll take a rain check on eating here. But this is what Phoenix likes to eat. That's quite a sign. I'll take that no as opposed to old. Ah, you like it? Made it myself, I did. I mean to write noodles, but I ran out of space. Prior playing prevents poor performance. Lucky for me, it spells a word all by itself, and spruces up in my images does. It does have a certain power of willful denial things going on for it. Okay, time to check out Mrs. Poster. Police car. I'd understand if there was an ambulance outside, but a police car? Maybe they're tax evaders. Sorry miss, no going into the clinic today. Did something happen? Huh? Oh no, nothing to see here. Move along. You have to find some place else to play doctor. Do we look like the right age to be playing doctor? I'm guessing Apollo has a baby face or something. We need a little more info on this Miraticus clinic. We could ask Mr. Ed Loon. He is their neighbor after all. And we should check out that garage. What if the thief who stole my pennies is still in there? The garage. The car's in the way. Bargain. 3 shots for the price of 1. Looks like they have a special offer going on. 3 shots for the price of 1. Ooh, now's our chance, Apollo! Chance for what? I don't need any shots, thank you. Whoever runs this clinic, they seem pretty business-minded. Look at this gold, gaudy place. It reminds me of, like, what's the dude's name? From Persona 5? The guy who has a freaking entire art gallery was made of gold. That doorway sure is sparkly. The Miraticus Clinic, huh? Looks more like a casino parlor than a hospital. They must be quite profitable. Funny, it looks closed. Maybe they're on vacation today? So, can you tell me more about that other place? Hey, do you think something happened next door? There's a police car out front. Bah, probably gave someone food poisoning, I'll bet. If anyone's at risk of giving someone food poisoning... That police car got here this morning, actually. I asked what they were up to, but they wouldn't even tell me. The neighbor! Not that I was surprised much. That doctor works for the wrong crowd. I was just a matter of time before he got what was coming to him. The wrong crowd? Never you mind about that. You can tell my bones by the Mr. Salty logo. The mascot of Eldoon's Noodles? They come to the stand, they sit, they drink deep from that bowl. And when they see the bottom, their face looks just like Mr. Salty's. Genius, no? Very high concept. You can't ply a trade if you don't love the tools. Remember that. Yes, sir. Chusi has a thing for professionals, clearly. The slippers came from this clinic. I have to come back with the other piece of evidence. Well, I can also go... No. Garage. Oh, I guess I'll go here first. Oh, a cat. And a skeleton? This is the place. This is where that penny snatcher ran. Are you sure? Maybe. Let's look for clues. Then split up. Clues to a panty snatching. Clues like a pair of panties. Choosy, could you try not saying panties so many times? Let's see here. Hey, there's a phone down here. What's this? There's something about this car. Let's take a closer look. And there's something in the exhaust pipe as well. That's very fishy. That reminds me. I once read a record of a case that Mr. Wright worked on many years ago. Oh, the one with the judge. No. What was it? The high police commissioner. He put something in the exhaust pipe. Apparently, there was this car with a piece of cloth shoved in its tailpipe. And that piece of cloth turned out to be a vital key to solving the case. Wow. I remember that the case record whenever I'm checking out a car. And I always check the tailpipe. Everyone's gotta have a hobby, I guess. Wouldn't it be funny if... Hey, there's something in there. What? Wait a second, are these your... Ah! My panties! What? Already? We found them? That's one mystery solved. Hooray! We're on a roll. Wow, thank you, Apollo. You're a genius. Amazing! No. Really, don't mention it. No, I'm serious. I'm really impressed. Oh. It's... Plums... You must have a nose for finding girls' panties. That's not a thing to have a nose for. What are those? My little panties, of course. Oh, these are yours. They've come home to Mama. I can't wait to use them. You're going to put them on? Now? Watch closely now. Wait, what? See? Nothing in the panties. Ta-da! Whoa, where did that come from? How did that bow get in your panties? My panties are an extra-dimensional space. Anything can fit in there. They're my magic panties. It's one of my best tricks. Can we carry more stuff now? They love them over at the Wonder Bar. I do shows there nightly. You mean those panties are a prop? You could have told me a little sooner. Choosy's panties. Proc for performing magic. Found in an exhaust pipe of a car at the Marotics clinic. Well, that's one case closed at least. What are you saying? We still have to catch the sly doe that ran off with my tool of trade. Oh, right. Yep, the phone. Who left this phone here? It's so sparkly. Look, a cell phone. Someone dropped it beneath this tire. If the car moved, it would be crushed for sure. I wonder if it belongs to the doctor here. We should bring it to him later. Found in the Maratkas clinic, garage beneath a car. Who could have dropped it? Okay, that's it. License plate, nothing. Cars, tires, nothing. Look at this mannequin. It's just staring at me. Hey, someone's there! Oh, it's just a gold-plated human skeleton. Just a human skeleton. And painted gold? There's a mannequin hand waving at us from the box behind the skeleton. This place just screams hospital storage, don't you think? It screams something, that's for sure. A cat. Hey, a kitty cat. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Meow. It's not coming down. We do look kind of suspicious, you have to admit. Oh, it's okay, kitty cat. His hair won't hurt you. It's okay, kitty cat. She won't make you disappear in her hat. The ladder. I need to do the bit. Is it a step ladder or a ladder? Look, it's a folding ladder. Polly, that's called a step ladder. Come on, yeah, they're doing it. A step ladder? How is that different from a regular ladder then? It's much more complex. Piece of machinery. It's like a two ladders stuck together. So you admit that it's basically just a ladder, right? Wait, huh? You have to look past the form as the essence of a thing. Can we talk about something else? They did the stepladder joke. There will always be a stepladder joke. How about this thing over here? That's the garage button. There's something about this car. Oh, no, it's just the car thing. Wait. Oh, there it is. This is the car. Hey, look at that. The mirror has been broken off. Now this is the clue. It's this car. What? You're smiling like you know something I don't. You aren't giving me a clue from me, are you, Polly? A clue? Let's see. Oh yeah, I do. I think I just have got the clue you've got in mind.
Take that!
My clue is this. This is the car. Right? Whoa, it's the same color and size and everything. A perfect match. I guess we can check it out. 2 pieces of garbage with paint on them. Look at this, Apollo. Wasn't his in the car? Yep, that's the thing, alright. Side view mirror. Looks like it was torn off when it was expecting something or someone. But this isn't a red herring, is it? It could be a red herring. Well, looks like we solved just the case. So the car that hit Daddy last night is sitting right in front of us, yep. Wow, you put the pro in professional, Apollo. Gee, thanks, Trucy. Apollo! Huh? What is it? Now that we solved this case, we should go report to Daddy. He'll mope if we leave him alone too long, knowing him. Okay. He doesn't seem the type to mope, though. And this is hardly a case worth reporting. We should get the license plate number, but I don't see anything. This car is not licensed. Oh well, time to move. Out to Eldon's house. This place here. Move again to the hospital. Back to the Kitaki mansion. Little Plum's not here. She's not finished cleaning, huh? Maybe she went to the paint scrapper? Oh, who's the wise guy who spit gum on the streets? Her voice carries all the way out to the mansion. From the street to the mansion. She's a neat freak. How cute. You there, it was you, wasn't it? Fess up. I hope you said your prayers. You're gonna need them. Oh my god, she's gonna kill somebody over a piece of gum. Trucy, let's leave. Now. A murder written action. Aw, jeez. Hickfield Clinic. Yo, how goes it? Daddy, how do you feel? Not bad, Trucy, not bad. It's good to have you and the youngins on the case. Let's old Daddy or get some well-deserved R&R. The elderly need their rest. Isn't he only 33? We've cleared up most of the cases. I was right about you. Competent. Capable. Tell me what you found out, if you want to. Your enthusiasm is overwhelming. Sarcastically. So this was the thing that led you to the car. Yes, sir. The mirror you knocked off was just the clue we needed. Good work, Apollo. Of course, you might say, I was the one who made solving the case possible. You don't get points for knocking off a car mirror. And, well, actually, cell phone. Oh, we can investigate it. The time is important, actually. This thing is not moving. Look at this cute little watch strap. I want one. It's kind of odd, though. What is? I mean, if you wanted to know the time, you could just look at the phone itself. Hey, you're right. Sharp, Apollo. Thanks. Finally, some respect. So, what does that tell you? Well, the owner of this phone doesn't think through the details, for one. They did drop their phone, after all. I kind of figured they were a little spacey already. Oh, good point. It's actually a relief to be thoroughly ignored. We found... Look, my panties! They came home to Mama. Thanks, Apollo. I was worried about them too. Trucy special ordered those. She ordered these specifically? A startling display of parental concern. I'd hate to buy another new pair. Ugh. You had to buy those? Make that not so starting display of cheapskateness. He has to be a cheapskate. Everybody keeps asking him for money. Really. Everybody just keeps asking him for money. So funny. What else? Guess I just talked to him. Progress report. Well, I certainly didn't expect you back this early. Polly's amazing. He found my panties so quick. Almost like he was the one who stole them. You have an interesting concept of praise. And did you find the mad driver who gave me that 30-foot toss? Apparently, it was a doctor from the Miraculous Clinic. You're kind of assuming that though. We don't know if it was actually his car. It probably is, but you know. Miraculous, huh? I've heard of him. Nothing good, mind you. That reminds me, a police car was parked outside the clinic. Maybe something happened. What is this Miraculous Clinic anyway? All I've heard are the rumors. That clinic's been making good money. In a bad way. Bad? Ties to organized crime. The Kentucky family. There's another crime syndicate family? The Kentucky family? Did he do that on purpose? Oh. It's not the Kentucky family, it's the Kentucky family. Some injuries you can't take to a public hospital, see? They use the Miraculous Clinic for their patch-up jobs. Interesting. It looked like something bad had happened in that park. A body was found there in the usual circumstances. Something more unusual than being dead? It's not our concern in any case. Right, let's ignore that and find that noodle stand. Whatever happened to professional curiosity? Thanks, really. If I get tired of sleeping, maybe I'll head down to the Miraculous place. Maybe hit him up for some good reparations. A little legal action should do some good. I was wondering when I get paid. We solved the case of your accident and, found a missing article of clothing. My panties. That leaves the noodle stand. Feel free to drop in if you get stuck. I'd be happy to help you with anything not involving money. Goodbye quid pro quo, hello pro bono. Right, back to the office, plan our next move. We are not making any money today. Oh, you actually came. Hello. You're the woman from the Kentucky place. Yes. I knew it. Something's the matter and you do want our help, right? Well, you've come to the right place. This way, please. Thank you. My name is Alita Tialia. Wait, shouldn't you have the name Kentucky? I have a request. I am a lawyer. An attorney's badge. So you really are a defense attorney. Please, I'm counting on you. A real client. I need your help. Your request. Let me guess, something's been stolen? Your flyer. It says, now defending, so I thought... What? You mean you want me to defend you? Me? Really? An actual job for once? Maybe you can tell us what happened. Were you hit by a car? Did someone steal your stand or your panties? No. I'm not the client, actually. The client would be my fiancé, I suppose you'd call him. A fiancé? What happened to him then? He was arrested this morning. The charge was murder. Murder? Here comes another homicide case. Have you heard about what happened at that park? What happened? I haven't been told all the details, but I do know the body was found in the park, near the Kentucky mansion. There were a lot of people, police in the cars there. Apparently, the victim was shot with a pistol, but I hear the circumstances of the shooting were rather unusual. And your fiancé was arrested for this? What sort of person is your fiancé? So, what's the story? You frequent the Kentucky mansion, yes? Are you a member of their, organization? No, not yet. Oh, she's marrying into the family. Not yet. You see, I'm to be married next month to the boss's son. The boss's son, so he's a gangster. Yes, but the Kitakis are locally responsible gangsters. I thought it'd be nice for a change. Quit my boring job, live the good gangster life. Oh man. It should be like, what's that one movie called? The Godfather. I think you're onto something. Miss Kitaki. I like the sound of that. I'm not sure your daddy would care much for that. Doesn't Phoenix Wright know a family once? He protected their daughter or something. So your fiancé. Your fiancé is the Kitaki family's only son, correct? His name's Waki. Waki Kitaki. Walkie-talkie? I brought a photo. Oh, look at this dude. Well, that's quite the photo. Oh, he's a fan of the Blue Badger? That's a police mascot. That's kind of weird. I know. Oh, he can be powerful and menacing, but so cute. But if he's the boss, his only son, yes, I'm sure they'll take his father's place someday. Say, I'm a boss already of this agency. Please help my Waki, please. Right. My first solo defense case. Crime boss's son or not, I'll prove he's innocent. I prepared a letter of request. I know you need one of those. Right, let's go check out the scene of the crime. Oh, see ya. Scene of the crime first, or the detention center? I'll go to the scene of the crime first. There's a bike here. So this is it. My first murder crime scene. Ah, it's you kids again. Look, you can't find some other place to play. We're not playing. We're, investigating. Aren't we, Apollo? Sir, I have a letter of request here. Letter of, huh? Why does it say hit request on it? Oh no. Miss Talia must have used the Kitaki stationery. Excuse me, coming through. Holy shit. Ah, it's you, Mr. Gavin. Who's this guy? I must say, I'm used to being inspected by young ladies, but this is the first time I felt this way with a man. Mr. Gavin? It's him. What is going on? Isn't he in jail? Ah, Roland, what is this sweet morsel like you doing in such a dismal place? Can I help? He's hitting on her. She's 15, sir. Please back off. That policeman officer won't let us in. We even have a letter of request. You must be exhausted, standing out here. I will take you to the scene of the crime. Oh, really? By your leave, officer. Yes, sir. Of course, sir. Very well. This way, Fräulein. Whee! Is that Mr. Gavin actually? Hey, what about me? Hey, there it is. Found it. The thing is the crime thingy. What's with that stand right there? On that note, enjoy your investigation. Thank you. We will see you again. Ask the wind, Fräulein. I'll be riding on it. Who was that? Eek! Apollo, look! A corpse! What? It's still here? Hey, it's just a mannequin. Wow, sure got me. Ahem. Might I exactly ask what it is you're doing here? Hello again. Oh, it's you. How did you kids get in here? Oh, this guy, well, he was more like a prince, really. He let us in. Him again. That glimmerous fop. Always getting in my way. Anyway, this scene is off limits. Fire Uwu. Hello. Oh, you followed me? Oh, thank you. Right now we're playing the second case. Right now we're actually getting started and hey look, it's Emma Sky. She's all grown up. It's pretty cool. Have you played Ace Attorney before? Anyway, this scene is off limits. Excuse me, we have a letter of request right here. One moment. Why is she holding that big magnifying glass? No? Oh, that's really good. They're like visual novels. The thing I really like about these games is they always keep you on your toes with a mystery. I'd recognize that handwriting anywhere. Scientific Analyzing says this was written by Alida Tiala. Thanks. It took you 30 minutes to figure that out. I could have just told you. Oh, the memes are good too. I really like... Which one's really good? Memes. Just like, you know, the objections memes. So, what's with the mannequin here? It's taking the place of the body. Preserving the scene of the crime as it was found. Wait. So, the corpse was the one pulling the cart? The body was pulling the stand? For real? So, you're a defense attorney, are you? Detective Emma Sky, I'm in charge of this crime scene. She doesn't seem that happy about it. She doesn't seem that happy about many things. I trust you know how to stay out of the way. I always carry 2 pairs of handcuffs, just in case. Well, you found the stand. Hey there, no messing with the crime scene. But we need to investigate. Apollo, look, that's the stand. It says Eldoon. I've noticed. Well, we solved the case of the missing stand at least. Though the circumstances could be better. Hey there, no messing with the crime scene. Need to investigate? Investigations are to be carried out by professionals, scientifically. Man, she got a lot smugger now that she's an actual investigator. She's not gonna let us check out the crime scene, is she? Hey, Apollo. My very unscientific analysis tells me something here is very suspicious. I think I know what you mean. It's kind of hard not to notice. It'd be better to check out what we came here to find at least. Oh, time to talk to you. I am an attorney. If you could spare a moment to take a look at this? Can't you see that I'm extremely busy? Eating snacks, yes. Busy eating snacks, I'd say. This is getting nowhere fast. Guess I just talked to her. The case. Detective Sky? Quiet, please. It's snack time. She's still eating. She's still eating. We're not making much progress here. She must not be very busy. Ugh. I never seem to get a lucky break. Back after 9 years and they won't give me the position I requested. And then I hear he gave up the defense attorney life. He? Who's he? An ex-defense attorney? Yes, Phoenix right. Can I talk to you? Detective Sky? Quiet, please. Oh, this again? She will not... I guess there must be something I need to ask her or show her first. I can't show her any of this. She is now 25. Moody and touchy. What else can I present? How about this phone? Can't present anything. Oh wait, yes again. How about this bowl? Oh, this is no good. Would I present this? Nope, she really is not budging. And I can't examine anything else. Well, I know where it is. I guess I'll go talk to the dude. Oh, Mr. O'Doon. Hello? Looks like he left. And we found his stand and everything. What about our free bowl? Oh, too bad. Looks like we'll have to wait a little longer for that bowl. So sorry. Aw, what a bummer. No one's here. Suspicious. Is the car still here? They didn't move it, did they? Still here. And then go here. I guess I'll also go visit Phoenix. We found the cart. Ah, you're back. Run into some problems. Oh, Polly, didn't you want to tell Daddy something? Who? Me? No, I'm fine. Really? What's this? So there is a problem. No problem. Actually, I got a defense request. Defense request? That is a problem. Huh? I've given up the court. I'm not a lawyer anymore. The request was for me? Oh, right. You're a lawyer, aren't you? He's doing that on purpose. I know it. The murder. So, what about this defense request? It's related to the murder in People Park, actually. Guess what? We found Mr. Eldoon's noodle stand at the scene of the crime. Did you now? That's unusual indeed. Never heard of a noodle stand being used as a murder weapon. I think the murder weapon was something else. You mean you don't know what the murder weapon was? That funny detective lady won't let us on the scene. What kind of detective wears a lab coat anyway? A lab coat? Didn't think she'd be involved with this. You know her? You could say that. Finally, the connection with Emma Skye. So, you know her, don't you? I met her on a case. This was about 10 years ago. She was still a high school student at the time. That would make her about the same age as me. That's my daddy. He knows all the police types. Oh wait, maybe you know that other guy too. That other guy? That shining prince on the motorcycle. Prince? He looks like Mr. Gavin. Apollo, tell me about this Prince of Trucy's indulgence of a concerned father. He was at the crime scene. He looked just like Mr. Gavin. Did he now? You know him? My guess is he's Christoph Gavin's younger brother. His brother? We're acquaintances after a fashion. Clavier Gavin, rock and roll god incarnate. He's a rock and roll star? Clavier, what a lovely name. He's so dreamy. I didn't know Mr. Gavin had a brother. And what was he doing out there? I have a feeling you'll be crossing paths again soon. Now, what was the problem again? Having trouble investigating the crime scene in the park? Yeah, that detective woman won't let us in. Go to the office. Under the silk top hat, you'll find a bottle of white powder. Try taking that to this detective. White powder? I hope it's not what I think it is. Drugs. Just take it to her. It'll be fine, you'll see. Oh, and tell her I said hi. Now that we're here... Here? So this must be the silk top hat that Mr. Wright mentioned. Let's take a closer look. Huh? Whoa! You know what this is, Trucy? I remember finding some in Daddy's dresser when I was little. I thought it was sugar, so I licked it. He got mad at me. This is getting more and more suspicious. Let's go talk to that detective. She's sure to know what this white powder is. Okay, now she'll talk. Here you go. Does this ring any bells? Is that? It couldn't. Where did you get that? I brought it from the office. You work at Wright and Co. law offices, yes? Yeah, sort of. Detective Sky, how do you know my daddy? Daddy? I'm sorry, who did you say you were? Trucy Wright, Phoenix Wright's daughter. What? Mr. Wright had a daughter? Yes. You seem shocked? Well, if you're Mr. Wright's daughter, and you're his apprentice, then I'm available to help you in any way I can. Oh, thanks. You can start by not calling me Mr. Wright's apprentice. This powder is used for detecting fingerprints. Fingerprints? I guess you might call it a memento from the time I spent with Mr. Wright. White powder memories. If you find any evidence with fingerprints on it, please let me know. I'll dust for fingerprints. Wow, she's quite eager, Beaver, all of a sudden. Case. The report came in at the last night. The body was found much as you see it now. Except it was a real body. But why? Why was the body pulling a noodle stand? If I knew the answer to that, I wouldn't still be here. Well, what was the cause of death? A bullet wound to the temple. He was shot by a pistol. In the head? God darn. A pistol? Not the easiest thing to come by in this day and age. Unless you're a cop or a gangster. Incidentally, the victim's name was Paul Meritakis. I just received the autopsy report, in fact. Paul Meritakis. The doctor? No. Time of death, June 14th, after 10 p.m. Cause of death, single bullet to the right temple. Maybe... Okay, this is my theory. The person shot Paul, took his car, and parked it back to his office. I mean, really, what's up with this case? It's enough to make me want to run off pulling a mysterious noodle stand behind me. Not so mysterious, actually. We should tell her, Apollo. After all, we know where the stand came from. A likely story. I didn't come here to play games, you know. Actually, we do know where this noodle stand came from. The noodle stand's owner is... Guy Eldoon. Who's the old guy? This is the proprietor of Eldoon's Noodles, from Mr. Eldoon himself. He's famous in this part of town. Not bad. I guess Mr. Wright picked the right kids for the job. And that saved me a lot of work. Thanks. What sort of person was the victim anyway? You mean what he do? He was a doctor. A doctor? I'm starting to see a connection here. Could you tell us a bit more about the victim? Well, let's see. Apparently he's a physician at a clinic in the area. Quite well off too, from the sound of it. The clinic's name is the Meraktis Clinic. Meraktis Clinic. Maybe that's why the cop car was parked there. What? You've been to the clinic? Yeah, though on a related issue. I told the detective about the case of the stolen noodle stand. I see. So that means Dr. Meraktis stole the stand and pulled it all the way here? That would seem to be the case. But why? Don't ask me. What's your story with him? Who? Me? I'm just supervisor for this crime scene. Detective Sky. I was out of the country for a while. I came back to be a forensic scientist. Oh, were you studying abroad? Something like that. I was studying in Europe. Forensic sciences, mind you. But when I got back here, they threw me in criminal affairs just like that. Why didn't you just become a forensic expert in Europe? Well, I was supposed that was an option, but I had a lot of favors to repay to the people back here. Favors? Wasn't she in high school when she left? What? What's that look for? I was involved in an incident before I left. But Mr. Wright and his people helped me out. I owed them. Really? I had no idea. If she's been out of the country for a while, she probably doesn't know about Mr. Wright's current, state of affairs. Can you tell us about the defendant? He's the only son of the Kitaki family, yes? Waki Kitaki. That darn name. I don't know if he is the boss's son, but he's certainly throwing his weight around. Violently. In the detention center. I see. Why was he arrested in the first place? You are a defense attorney, aren't you? You're not his by any chance. Actually, yes, I am. Well, we have a witness to the moment of the crime. Eh? The witness called the police. They'll be testifying during the trial tomorrow. What? Okay, what else can I present? Why did Dr. Miradactus die like this? Like a noodle stand. Very strange. Inconceivable. I just don't get it. Some people just can't die normally. He's dead. Give him a break. Fingerprint analysis is the very basis of modern forensic science. Yeah, yes, breathless. Actually, it does sound kind of interesting. Let me know if you find any evidence that might have a print or two, alright? Can I use it now? This mannequin is dressed up to look like a police officer. I've seen one of those at the station. A mannequin in place of a body. The body of the victim has already been removed. Do you think the victim was a noodle stand thief? What, you think someone killed him because he stole it? Yeah, taking care of business, like Little Plum Kitaki style. Try not to sound so eager about that, please. And this is Mr. Eldoon's noodle stand, obviously. It does say Eldoon in big letters, doesn't it? And that mark on his paper lantern, there looks familiar. It's going to be a little weird telling him, what with all the corpse and all. Anyway, that wraps up 3 of our cases. That's right, congratulations, Apollo! And leaves us with 1 case that's worse than all 3 put together. Murder! This trash can over here. There's gotta be a good clue or 2 around here. You and your trash cans. Go ahead, knock yourself out. Please, can't you see I'm doing my... Huh? Look! Another pair of... underwear? Wow, Apollo. You're a genius at finding panties. Stop saying that. Wait, are these... They're not mine. Could these have been stolen too? I know who they may belong to. Guess I'll go give them back. These aren't yours, are they? Sorry, I don't think I can help you with that. Just ask scientifically. Time to move. But she's not here anymore. Oh well. And I don't think he's there, so I'll just go to the detention center. Time to actually visit our client. Polly, you look as happy as a clam in its shell. For a lawyer, this is it. The place where the battle begins. You need something? Yes, we're attorneys. I was hoping we could see Mr. Wakikitaki. Sorry, he's in questioning right now. Could take a while. Drat. Oh well. Guess we'll have to come back later then. So much for that battle. Where to now? Eldoon's house? Can we go in here? The front entrance to the Miratis Clinic. The walls and posts are so highly polished I can see my face in them. Oh dang, my hair looks good. Apollo's kind of narcissistic. A police car is parked in front of the Miratus Clinic. It's empty. The police must be inside investigating. Okay. Can I go into the Miratus Clinic? Nope. An impressive gate befitting the Kitaki mansion. Look at the nameplate, Kitaki. That's so cool, short and blunt, like any good gangster. Oh, let's change our name. How about the WAA? Maybe that's too short and blunt. What do you think? No comment. Already talked to everything. Let's see, what else? How about this? No, that won't work. Is this yours? Nope. Oh, I can examine it. Cool. Whoa. Wee. Sorry, can help you with that. Okay. What else can I examine? Oh. Blue tarps have been placed on the ground around the stand. Apollo, I bet the victim was going to have a picnic here. I guess he could have eaten all the noodles he wanted. Don't touch those. Those are preserving the crime scene. Oh, I guess the police put these traps here after all. A bench. Benches line the river running through the park. Ah, a little urban oasis. I bet children come here to splash around in the water. That river's a little deeper splashing, and a little dirty. Well, they could listen to the water and pretend they were playing. What's this? It's a knife. That's a knife? A shiv, to be precise. Oh, lingo! The defendant, Waki Kitaki, is the son of known gangsters. The police are assuming this belongs to him. Wait, but wasn't the murder weapon a pistol? Huh? Look at this. There's a handprint on this shiv. A handprint? Then there might be a fingerprint. Let's investigate. Right, first choose the fingerprint you want to examine. Okay. Look closely at the handle. See, there's more than one fingerprint there. Those black spots. That's right. Pick the one you want to analyze. This one. Index finger. Right, let's get detecting. Wow, she's practically glowing with excitement. First, sprinkle some aluminum powder over the print with a press of A like this, see? The oil left by the print absorbs the aluminum powder, so you just dust it on. And blow it off. Blow? It's like whistling. You know how to whistle, don't you? Just use X and... Wow, amazing. It's like magic. Isn't it though? Right, let's give it a shot. Incidentally, it's important that you don't cover the entire fingerprint with powder. So, A dust. Over here, 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 blow. Oh, I see it. Here. A bit more down here. A bit more over here. 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 It's right there. Not complete. A bit more around it. There you go. There's your fingerprint. Anything else? No. Oh, just that one. I guess it needs more. Or not? More? There's your fingerprint. Good, clear, quite impressive. Next, to match the print. The police office has samples, so you can tell whose finger this print belongs to. That doesn't sound like as much fun as actually finding the print. Okay, pick the person whose print you think this is. You probably have a good idea whose knife this is already. Let's check your print. Nope. This looks like him, yeah. That's his shiv, alright. So, the fingerprints do belong to the defendant. Yes, isn't it amazing? The power of science, it's my life. Apollo, she's sparkling. And I'm dimming. Look sharp, spirits up. The real fight is yet to come. Chin up, Polly. The trial hasn't even started and I'm already losing. Burying Walkie's prints. So, have you met the defendant? No. Visiting hours are almost over at the detention center. You might think about wrapping up here and heading over. Good idea. I don't know what good it'll do, but we have a witness and a knife with prints. Have I mentioned I've got a bad feeling about this? Don't worry, it's like a right tradition. Some traditions I can live without. Still not here. Move. Oh yeah, I can talk to you, can't I? Any leads? That's just like a review. I'm sorry. Meeting hours for the day are all done. But we still have 3 minutes. I'll put in your request, but don't expect anything. The father's talking with him in the private room with him. The father? You mean like a priest? I mean the suspect's father, Mr. Winfred Big Wins Kitaki himself. Not someone I care to meet. Die, you. You're the one who we are way out old. What? They're here. Whoa. He's really rugged. Whoa, this guy radiates power. Power. With a cute apron? Is he like that way of the house husband now? You, Walkie's lawyer? Yes, sir. Well, I'm Big Wins Kitaki, 4th head of the Kitaki family. Capiche? Actually, I came here to speak with your son. Mr. Justice. Yes? My son's innocent. He killed no one. If he were found guilty, it wouldn't be good. Capiche? Yes, I'm all about capiching. Capiche are loud and clear. Gotta do more than just understand to make it. You'll learn though. Even if the lesson comes at the end of your short life. I don't feel so good. What's the big idea, old man? You can't treat a kid like no more than not now. Look at his eye, he's got fox. Kinda like a fox. You know I wanted to go up to the clink. I like it here. You must be Walkie. A G is not a G till he does hard time, silly. You see, when I get out of here, things will change. Silence. Oh. My apologies, Mr. Justice. He's usually such a nice boy. I'll give him the Godfather accent. Forgive me if I have a hard time believing that. Ha! You can't take me under your wing this time, old man. You heard me. I don't need no trial. I did it. You. I think that's enough for today, Mr. Justice. Don't let me down tomorrow. He wants to go to jail? So much for talking to our client. We made so much progress today. We even found my panties. I had fun at least. Of course, the biggest mystery of all remains... How am I supposed to build a case for this trial? Oh, almost forgot. It's time for my show. Tonight I'm performing at the Wonder Bar. You should come check it out. Do do do. Nope, Cypher Courts. Huh. Mr. Wright's not here today. He said his old foot injury was acting up. Old injury? He was all smiles yesterday. Yes, he smiled when he said we'd be fine as long as you're here, Chusi. Yes. Fine. We'll be fine. Here comes justice. I started my voice training at 5 in the morning. Oh, do some now. I want to see, or hear. Huh? Oh, okay. My name's Apollo Justice, and I'm fine. That sounded more like a self-mantra than voice training. I'm fine. You know what I'm saying. This is punk kid. Good morning. Yo, sup? Hit me with a guilty verdict, G. See if I care. You just hang loose and let things go with the flow. You know what I'm saying? Not really. Walkie, don't be running your mouth like that in here. See, that's the difference between me and you, old man. I ain't afraid of no cops. Real G's can't keep it real till they spend some hard time in the pen. You have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Sounds like they've both been voice training too, Apollo. My worst fears realized. A defendant that wants to go to jail. Goddamn kid. Oh dear. The trial's starting and I still haven't had a real talk with my clients. He wants to go to jail. He doesn't get it. Oh jeez. Well, it's you. Court is now in session for the trial of Walkie Kitaki. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Ready to rock and roll, her judge. It's him. The Prince guy from yesterday. He's a prosecutor? It's Mr. Gavin's brother. Long time no see, Prosecutor Gavin. Were you taking a leave of absence? You know that little band I started in my free time. Thing is, we got real popular. Hard to say, 9. So you're fans when 3 of your singles go platinum, yeah? His singles went platinum? What? I see. To be honest, I was a little concerned. I fear that you might be still distraught over that one trial. Not to worry, Her Judge. I wouldn't miss this day in court for the world. It's worth even more than VIP passes to one of my concerts, yeah? How could I pass up a chance to see the true strength of the little boy who bested my brother? Is he angry? It was worth canceling a show or two. Understood. You may give your opening statements to the court. Before that, I was thinking, is the air in this courtroom not a bit serious? It is a court of law. That's no way to get the crowd jumping, Her Judge. They're not supposed to jump. This is the courtroom. Achung, baby. Today we'll play it my way. What's that? Noise? Sometimes you just gotta get up in order to get down to prosecuting. This is crazy. The victim, Pal Meritakis, director of the Meritakis Clinic. The scene, People Park. He was found pulling a noodle stand. What in the world was a doctor doing pulling a noodle stand? Yes, I believe. You will only find that out by asking the defendant right here, right now. Because it's an undeniable truth that he shot the victim. What do you mean undeniable? If you were to glare at anyone, Her Justice, glare at the punk in the defendant's chair. His crime was witnessed quite clearly, you see. Very well. Please admit this witness to the court. 9. Not yet. First, there's a little matter to be cleaned up. Could you talk without the accompaniment? I swear I could see this guitar for a second. What is it, Prosecutor Gavin? The motive, Judge. Why did the little punk do it? Why did he kill the director of Meritocra's clinic?
Objection!
Not so fast. The defendant does not have to explain that. Oh, but what if the defendant specifically requests to do so, as he did this morning? I want to give a shout out to all my homies, I believe he said. What? No. What is right? The punk kid wants to be claimed guilty. He's gonna tell a bogus story. They always say that, on stage, you should hit the crowd with the speed and ferocity. Sounds like he got you good, huh, Polly? Well, this is highly unusual, but the court will now hear from the defendant concerning his motive in the crime. So, you son, are the defendant Waki, are you? Ain't your son, old man. You step to a Kitaki, you be best prepared to step strong. You step to a public official? You'd best be prepared to step into jail. You gotta hand it to him. Waki sure has guts. It's not his guts I'm worried about. Well then, the court will now hear the testimony on the defendant's motive. From the defendant himself. Come on, kid, don't do this. I'll tell you one thing, that doctor was a quackster. Someone had to show him what's what. I was in his clinic about half a year ago. He messed up my op or something bad. And then he just lets me go without a word. See you later. Bye. So I go in, get another doc to patch me up again. That was the day I done figured it out. No OG is gonna let that pass. That's why I went to his. That's why I went to his pad last night. Know what I'm saying? So, you're saying you're one of the victim's patients? A lot of stuff goes down when you're keeping it real on the street, true that. I'll tell you one thing, that doc was a whack. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. I can't believe this is the first time I'm hearing about all this. Just keep going. Hold it! Why was he a quackster? First of all, the word you're looking for is quack. And it isn't that a little harsh? He's your family doctor. Who asked you, pointy locks? Just who do you think you are? Your lawyer. Look, I ain't trying to hear that. He was a quacker, plain and simple.
Hold it!
By someone, you mean... Was there anyone with a score to settle with this doctor, besides you, I mean? You better ask someone else. Holmes, what do I care? I made up my own mind and did what I had to be done, straight up gangsta style. But why were you so mad about this doctor? Yo, sit back and listen while I drop it, G-Man. He messed up your operation so bad. Hold it. So you were a patient at the Maractus Clinic half a year ago. For what reason? I had what you might call a mark of honor. Can you explain precisely what was wrong? We had a little run-in with the rival's family. That's when I pulled a jack move. Yo, he got gunshot? And ran into an ambush. G busted a cap right in me. According to my sources, you couldn't stand the stress of waiting. And ran in 15 minutes before the appointed time. By yourself. Hey, I was more than a match for those guys. So you were carried to the Maractus Clinic from there. Apparently, he was shot in the heart. What? Shot in the heart and he's still alive? I can catch bullets between my teeth. Don't try that, please. But I've never learned how to catch them with my heart. The bullets dropped just short of my thumper, you know what I'm saying? I could have been golden if it weren't for that whack doctor. Can't even take out a stupid bullet. It's a heart bullet. It'd be really difficult. So, as you say, the surgery was a failure. That ain't all of it, Holmes. And then he just lets me go without saying words. Bye, see you later. What do you mean, he just let you go without a word? What do you think it means? It's whack, that's what. I'm not sure what that means, but it sounds bad. It sounds as though her doctor wished to hide his mistake. This is why he let the defendant go. He's a liar, straight up. He's badder G than me. So I gotta go in, get another doctor to patch me up again.
Hold it!
Who's the other doctor? So this bullet is still... You know it! I can still feel it. Right there in my chest, pressing up against my heart. Your words are like a bullet shot straight into my heart. Or something to that effect. Incidentally, that's from one of our hit singles. Well, that sounds like a straightforward case of malpractice. Word, G-Man, weren't no accident, that's for shizzle. What? It seems that there were issues with this doctor. Man, putting him down was like doing the world a favor. Waki, please consult with your library before saying things like that. Chin up, Apollo. Back straight. But why did this mistake only come to light that day? It was found during the family health checkup. The family health checkup? That was the wackiest thing of all. All us G's lining up taking eye exams and all that. Better to die young than fade away, Bizoy. A relief to hear. Eh? What's a relief? Oh, did your father not tell you? That bullet you carry so close to your heart, if not attended to immediately, it could kill you. What? Yes, her doctor and her tactist had knowledge concerning this ticking time bomb in you. Knowledge that could have saved your life. No, wait, that's whacked. There is proof. Your checkup report. Results from a checkup performed in June. Metallic object found near heart. How ironic that you would be killed by one man capable of helping you. You're almost as careless as he was. Well, now that the place is hopping, let's get this gig started. Started? We had enough of a warm-up, yeah? Time to hear from the witness. Waki sure is quiet all of a sudden. Yeah, he's got a bullet in his heart and he's gonna die any second. I'm a little uneasy myself. Is this Gavin's strategy? Who's this? So, will you tell us your name and occupation? Oh, ho, ho. Flipping through a book. They a valedictorian or something? Oh, my name is Wesley Stickler. My occupation... Wait, whoa, we're sticking way too fast. Calm down. Hold up, I can't read all this. However, we must acknowledge the meaning of identity, which is commonly attached to the notion of occupation. And once we have accepted this reality, we can see that our confusion is not the result, but see, it derives from the vagueness inherent in all representation of thought. By which he means to say that he is a student. A junior at Ivy University, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, yes, in the Department of Science and Engineering. Filled with curiosity for all things, I spend my days in pursuit of truth, honing my... Stickler, please direct that said curiosity to the case hand today. Very well, Mr. Stickler. Please testify to the court about what you saw on the night of the crime. You asked quite simplicity what I saw. However, you must understand what Homo sapiens possess two eyes designed to receive and interpret data, sending images to the form of... Oh, jeez. They're a talkative one. That night, I passed through the park on my way home from shopping when I saw them. One man holding a stand, another man facing him. I saw them quite clearly. The man was facing the victim with his defendant. In his hand, he held, yes, a pistol. It was pointed at the man pulling the stand. A shot. The bullet hit the man pulling from the stand in front, square in the forehead. Was there anyone else at the park at the time? I can say with 100% accuracy that there was not. The pistol our witness refers to is this. The court accepts this into evidence. Very well, Mr. Justice. You may cross-examine the witness. Yes, Your Honor. Trucy, why are you staring like that at the witness? That man. I can't help but feel like I've seen him somewhere before. Really? A night in the park.
Hold it!
Shopping. What were you buying? On the way home from shopping, you say? Why go through the park? Ah, a fascinating inquiry, revealing me culpable of being sufficiently verbose. Let us consider the time saved by passing through the park on the way home from the store. In that time, I was capable of solving 2 GMAT problem sets. On average, it requires me 3 minutes, 24 seconds, ergo the time to complete 2 is on average 6 minutes, 48 seconds. However, in the case that the questions are in the available category, that's enough, I get the idea. Mr. Justice, the course hopes to finish cross-examination someone this month. Please, I have a recording booked after this trial. And I've got a show to perform. Gee, sorry you're all so busy. One man pulling a stand, another man facing him. Were these men talking by any chance? Ah, now that you mention it, they were. Although I cannot claim I heard them clearly. Only fragments such as you lied to me, oh, and I'm gonna give you a taste of your own medicine, pal. It just sounds as our defendant claims. I believe he wished to teach the victim what it feels like to take a bullet in the heart. If that's true, then this is the vital piece of testimony. Sounds like I hear them clearly enough to me. Hold it. From you? Might I be allowed to amend my testimony? What now? To be precise, he did not say pal, but man. Yes, that was the way of it. I swear it on my diploma. What's the difference? And this other man, who was he? I saw them quite clearly. The man who was facing the victim was the defendant. How can you be so sure it was the defendant? The crime took place at night. It would have been too dark. Oh ho ho. Perhaps I was remiss in not mentioning this earlier. Huh? You see, in class, I always sit in the very backmost seat. Do you know why? Who cares? Because I do not wish anyone to copy my perfect notes. And this relates to your testimony how? I mention this to illustrate my predisposition to that which is perfect. It was dark, you say, yet these are lights in the park. If I say the defendant was in the park that night, then he was in the park that night. It is hard, immutable fact. He sure is confident. He seems to be telling the truth too. Oh jeez. In his hand he held, yes, a pistol. It was pointed at the man pulling the stand. Are you sure the pistol you saw is this same one that was submitted as evidence? Am I sure? Surely you jest. Or so a common witness would be tempted to say. Huh? Boop boop. Yet I am no common witness. I see not only events as they are, but the logical structure governing these events. First, you must consider the fact that it was the night in the park in which it was restricted my field of vision due to the insufficient levels of illumination. Now, if we consider the fact that the pistol, let us call it Object A, was indeed shrouded in the darkness, it would become difficult to say with certainty that Object A was indeed Object A. I think he means he couldn't see it that clearly. My badge for a normal witness. Yes, the fact that the pistol was fired before my eyes was indisputable. I can still see it when I close my eyes. The defendant raised his weapon. A shot. A bullet hit the man pulling the stand from the front, square in the forehead. Are you absolutely certain only one shot was fired? Yes, of course. It was only one shot. Why do you ask? Aha! A contradiction finally. Mr. Stickler, according to the court record, the pistol was fired twice. A clear Good eyes, Your Justice. You're cool. Really cool. You really think so? Yet, there is no reason why this other shot had to have been fired that night. Meaning, this pistol came from the Kentucky family mansion, yeah? I think it's not unreasonable to assume the pistol had been fired once before that night, during perhaps another altercation. He's got a point. Judging from his smug expression, I say Prosecutor Gavin had that answer ready before you even spotted the problem. He seems pretty confident in his testimony. We always make the biggest mistake when we're most confident. He's got a weak point somewhere, Apollo. Find it! Right. Better give that testimony another listen. As when I saw them, one man pulling a stand, another man facing him. I saw them quite clearly. The man facing the victim was the defendant. In his hand, he held, yes, a pistol. It was pointing at the man pulling the stand. Are you sure it wasn't a knife? A shot. A bullet hit the man pulling the stand from the front. I am going to save. And present. Let me look at my evidence. What do I have? Single bullet to the right temple. Wait, right temple. Square in the forehead. This is right temple.
Objection!
It's not the same thing. It's like almost Christmas was not Christmas. Phew, if that's all it is, I think I have a chance. Is that you relaxing, I see, Justice? Huh? Oh, objection! Once is quite enough, Mr. Justice. Apollo, pace yourself. This trial is not over yet. Right, look at this. The autopsy report. Is there a problem with the autopsy report? Right, problem. Problem. Yes, the problem is the location of the entry wound. The location? You testified that the killer shot the victim square in the forehead, didn't you? I have already determined your angle of inquiry. Allow me to explain. It is quite simple. First, understand that when I say square, I spell and ask me what do you mean by this. For example, the deflection of the meter is the wavelength of light emitted by the krypton particle, as we all know. In addition, it is quite well known fact that the krypton particles are rare, and this is what the naked eye, which permits a basic fallacy in your later reasoning, namely that. Mr. Justice. Yes. Was your objection to these krypton particle things? This is the big time, and you are obsessed with something so small? You disappoint me. No, I'm obsessed with something big. I mean, there's a bigger, less nitpicky problem here. Do tell. Just look at the autopsy report. The location of the entry wound was the right temple. Temple? This, Mr. Stickler, you said quite clearly that the victim was shot square in the forehead. That's a contradiction, isn't it? Square, right? It is, right? Finally?
Objection!
What is it? Her Justice, oh, Her Justice. Yes? Your tactics are outdated? Trying to shake the witness by objecting to trifles? Surely you haven't forgotten your fatal wound of your master suffered 7 years ago. Phoenix Wright, was it? Look, I know the wound was in the wrong place according to the testimony. Oh, look at their crying eyes. Nerk. Hey, forehead. Forehead? Let us imagine you're walking through the park. You see two men facing each other, one with a pistol trained on the other. What would you do with her forehead? Well, I guess I would try to stop them. I'd probably shout stop. And you, Frozen? Me? Well, I'd probably scream eek. And you, Her Stickler. What did you shout, I wonder? If the victim turned his head at the last moment... Go. Ah, yes. Thank you for jogging my memory. It sounds like an addendum to the testimony is required. As soon as the killer raised his pistol, I took action. Cease this at once, you two! I cried with composure. The victim turned in the direction of my voice, and a shot rang out. Whereupon my cowardly killer, the defendant, appeared to have become frightened. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene. I see. So you attempted to stop the crime. Indeed, with composure. Well, maybe the criminal wouldn't have fired if he hadn't shouted like that. That doesn't really matter now, unfortunately. Let us consider this new testimony, shall we? Observe the diagram, if you would. The witness, Mr. Stickler, was it? Stood here. He shouted, "Oh, stop, please," or something of this nature. And the victim responded by looking in the witness's direction. if the killer were to have fired at just that moment. As you can see, the bullet would have struck the right temple, as in the report. That does seem to be the case. Witness the power of a Juni Ivy University's Department of Science. Very well, Mr. Justice. You may cross-examine the witness. As soon as the killer raised his pistol, I took action.
Hold it!
Hold it? So you saw a raised pistol and weren't you frightened? You know, this reminds me of a story. I wasn't frightened when a pistol was raised around me. Was I a scared deer, or was it just cold? I don't know. It can be said we students of Ivy University know no fear. The moment I saw the pistol, my inner sense of justice compelled me to take action. That was certainly brave of you. You might not have gotten shot. You certainly were lucky. If I were in the killer's shoes, I certainly wouldn't have left the witness behind. Whoa. Jeez, metal are you? He actually looks like he had no idea he was in danger. Regardless, I attempted to halt the bloodshed. Cease this at once, you two, I cried out with composure.
Hold it!
Are you sure both men were able to hear your voice? They were, of course. My high, exquisite voice echoed through the air, and the victim responded to that clarion call. Quite. The victim turned in the direction of my voice, and the shot rang out.
Hold it!
Did you hear the gunshot at the same time as the victim turned? Indeed, I would say about the same time to be precise. And the victim didn't ask you for help? It can be said that he didn't have time to ask. He didn't have time to take a single step. I'm totally surprised that the killer fired because Mr. Stickler startled him. Don't say that too out loud, Chuzi, please. Whereupon you are currently killer, the defendant appeared to have been frightened.
Hold it!
Can you describe the killer's action more clearly? He seemed quite surprised, especially considering that it was he who did the deed. As you can see, human psychology is a tangled web indeed. He simply couldn't believe what he had done. He shot, he panicked, a common tale, but true. Unfortunately, I believe before I could take further action. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene.
Hold it!
Hold it? You didn't try to apprehend the criminal? It all happened so fast. I'm afraid I didn't have the time. Doesn't something about that strike you as odd, Apollo? What? The killer was in a hurry, right? If he fired the pistol and tossed it right away, according to the testimony, that's what happened, yes. In that case, I'd expect to find something that we didn't find. Find something? Find what? I like that contradiction. Kinda sad to see it go. Not as sad as I feel. Oh, what do we do now? At least the testimony's getting a little clearer. She's right. Maybe I can find something to use in this new testimony. Tossing the pistol aside, you're forgetting one thing, buddy. The knife.
Objection!
Or not? I have to ask him, did he drop a knife as well? Can I examine this? It's a gun. Ooh. I see inside. Okay.
Hold it!
Hold it. He fired a pistol and tossed it right away. According to the testimony, that's what happened, yes. In that case, I expected to find something that we didn't find. Find something. Find what? What could it be? As soon as the killer raised his pistol, I took action. Seized as I once you two, I cried with composure. The victim turned in the direction of my voice, and the shot rang. Whereupon I grabbed the killer, the defendant appeared to have become frightened. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene. No, it's no good. Let me take a look at this. Depot Park, Rights Action, Rights Clinic. What about the bowl? The bowl was somewhere else. It was found there. Not there. Not there. Not there. They're not the bloomers. I can investigate them. Funny. Huh? What's this? These bloomers sure have a distinct design. You certainly know who they belong to from a glance. That way, she doesn't have to write her name on them. Genius! I would think writing your own name would be easier than drawing a plum blossom. Patient's name, walkie-talkie, mail, report, notes, specific object near heart, urgent exam needed. Fingerprints were wiped. Dun 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 dun.
Objection!
The gun? Wait a second. Just another misleading request. Yet you're so beholden to your own noodle discourse, you can see how it affects you. Come again? Wait a second, you say? A second? Are we intended to just wait that single second, 1/16th of a minute? That's hardly enough time to draw a breath, let alone make a statement in court. Now, you have asked for a longer period of time, say... He's being very literal. It's like that one time in Pokemon where Sabrina waited for a literal second for Ash. Just 1 second, time's up. Mr. Justice. Yes, Your Honor. Am I to understand you are objecting to the length of a second? Yes, I mean, no, here, look at the pistol. It doesn't have a single fingerprint on it. A common ploy, made all the more common, I feel, by the prevalence of television. Criminals these days are loath to leave fingerprints. Wait, but you said the killer tossed the gun and ran. That's right. He didn't have time to wipe the gun for prints. Good point. The little girl sticking to the university student. That's a song. There's a song in there. I'm not little. Then let's think like adults, shall we, Fräulein? What if the killer, defendant, was wearing gloves? Damn. Gotta admit, I didn't think of that, Apollo. Well, Mr. Justice, could the killer have been wearing gloves? No, because he left fingerprints on the knife. The record of the murder weapon is very clear about one thing. The fingerprints were wiped, which means some trace of prints remained. Which contradicts your testimony. If everything happened as you say it did, he wouldn't have had time to wipe the pistol. Oh, they're nervous. That may be, but it has not changed what I saw. The killer, the defendant, he threw down the murderous weapon from his hand and fled. And this pistol was found at the scene of the crime, strongly suggesting that this was the weapon he disposed of. That sounds solid to me. Well, Herr Floorhead, any of your precious objections? Oh, I think it's raining outside. God dang it, did I bring another coat? I only have my regular coat on me. I'm gonna get wet. God darn it. Well, my face is gonna be just like his. What gives, Apollo? Let's see where that voice training go to work. You know, I've only recently realized something. No matter how much you train your voice, it doesn't matter if you have nothing to say. What do you mean, nothing to say? Isn't it obvious from what the witness just said? Huh? Isn't what obvious? When he restated what he saw just now, he saw Waki drop a murderous weapon. But that's not the same as being 100% sure of what Waki threw away. You're right. He's just confused because the pistol was found at the scene. Poor Mr. Stickler. It must be hard to be so perfect and yet so wrong. Well, it can be said I'm quite offended. While it is indeed true that once in my youth I wrote a love letter that was seized by the teacher and posted on the blackboard for all to see, and for this population poem might be prefixed my name as yes. What can we say for certain is that the witness saw the killer throw something. Does the defense have anything to say about this? Well, if what he threw wasn't a pistol, then it had to be something else. At least one person on the defense team seems to be thinking. I wipe that smile off your pretty face, Gavin. Perhaps you can inform the court of the nature of this something else. What did the killer throw away before fleeing the scene? A knife.
Take that!
Is that a sword? I saw one of those on the late night movie last night. Great. A sleep-deprived judge. This knife was found at the scene of the crime, with the defendant's prints on it. His prints? This single piece of evidence proves two important things. One, that the defendant threw down wasn't a pistol. Two, that the defendant wasn't wearing gloves. Indeed. Head or forehead. You're forgetting two other things that you just proven. Huh? One, that the man the witness saw was the defendant, Mr. Walkie-Talkie. Two, that the defendant was holding a knife, with the intent of harming the victim. Oh. Indeed. But it's not the same as holding the gun. Never underestimate the Gavin in the lesson here. This court is in the opinion that our witness is fond of making assumptions. In that light, I believe it would behoove us to hear about what really occurred. With less assuming, please. It is always the same with you people. Mark left on the house on foot, and 5 minutes later, his brother left at him. How long would it take for Mark's brother to catch up to him? Assuming that Mark never had time to stop for a traffic light. Assuming, yes, that's what I said, assuming. As if they were people a probable situation at all. Yet here you are, assuming that my assumption is no better. What this court assumes is that the witness will testify as to what happened after the shot was fired. From shot to call. I could not prevent the killer from leaving the scene, nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police. Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else. A phone call. Why didn't you chase the killer? He was, as you say, a killer. Of course, I could have run him down. Yet, what would he have done when cornered? Sadly, it takes more than aptitude for solving quadratic equations to know that. Did the testimony earlier not prove the defendant's presence at the scene? And do we not also know that there was no one else there? It seems clear that we have our killer. Does it not? Does it not, Mr. Justice? I better find a way to take this testimony down quick.
Hold it!
Which way did the killer run? By that time, it was clear that the killer had noticed me. Naturally, he ran in the opposite direction. That would mean he ran into the opposite direction from the Kitami mansion. Achung, don't even think about pointing out that he was going away from his home. All he had to do was loop back once he was out of sight. How did he know that's where I was going? Nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience.
Hold it!
You were certainly composed for someone who just witnessed the killing. If one is to devote one's life to the pursuit of science, one must never flinch at the sight of a little blood, nor be so moved by a chemical discovery that one drops one's flask upon the lab room floor. Oh, cool answer, very cool. So, nothing strange about how he acted. Chusi looks like she has something to say. Ergo, I use my cell phone.
Hold it!
Wasn't your first thought to call an ambulance? It can be said that I have dabbled in medicine. The injury I witnessed, namely a single shot to the head, tends to result in death. Ergo, there was no need for me to call an ambulance. Oh, a perfect syllogism. A proof on 3 parts. Exquisite. Simply exquisite. He actually looks like he's going to cry. Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else.
Hold it!
Can you tell us in detail about these 10 minutes? I stood in a state of heightened awareness. Anything could have happened at any moment. Anyone could have appeared in any direction. Is that all? No one came. Nothing happened at all. I saw it all, which is to say I saw nothing. It was late at night. It's not odd to think that there would be a few people around in the park. So he just stood there watching? With a dead body around? Creepy. Not much to go on there. Trucy, if you got something to say, by all means say it. I can't find a single problem with that testimony. Tsk. Had enough at last, Air Forehead. Maybe it's time to back off a bit. No way. Defense does have some questions that the man answers, Your Honor. Your opinion, Prosecutor Gavin? Oh, let him play attorney until he's satisfied, I say. I will amuse myself by composing my next smash hit. Very well. You may continue with the cross-examination. I cannot prevent the killer from leaving the scene, nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police. Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else. Dun 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 dun. Darn. Where to go with this? Ergo, I use my cell phone to call the police until... Trucy? I could not have prevented the killer from leaving the scene, nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Ergo, I used the cell phone to call the police. Until the police arrived in the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else. No one else. Could there have been anybody else? Nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Is there anything he said earlier?
Hold it!
Trucy looks like she has something to say. Some of us has glamorous careers we'd like to get back to this month, Air Forehead. They don't have enough to put a walkie away yet. Should I back off now? Yes? There's nothing fishy about that testimony at all. It appears there are no objections to the witness's current testimony. There are any number of ways to explain the lack of prints on the pistol, I assure you. Perhaps the killer really was wearing gloves, which were wiped the previous user's prints off. Then, after the deed was done, this fell out of his pockets as he was throwing away the gun away. A mistake befitting a small-time punk, in my opinion. No. Did I fudge up? It seems we come to the end of the line here. No, that can't be it all. How unfortunate. It seems that you weren't cut out to stand on the same stage as me. Were you, Furrowhead? After this brings the conversation to the end, this court will now declare a verdict for our defendant, Walkie-Talkie. Hold it! Who said that? What the hell? Trucy? Nobody move. What's the meaning of this? Who are you? There'll be no verdict in this court. Not yet. Wait, are you one of the Kitakis? The Kitakis? You mean the notorious gangsters? If you don't want to see me give this pretty girl a new smile, do as I say. Adjourn the court for 20 minutes. What? This court will not bow to pressure from the likes of... Herr Judge. Look, I see a little point in further aggravating this gentleman. Recess 20 minutes, or I promise you, you'll regret it. They took Trucy. Wait, I didn't disappear so fast. Come to the defendant lobby, Apollo. I suppose I have no choice but to adjourn for a 20-minute recess. Bailiff, catch that mysterious man. This is just like episode, was it Ace Attorney 2 when they took Maya. June 16, 11:17 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Trucy? Trucy? You move quick, Apollo. Good show, good show. Huh? Trucy, you're okay. I thought... Oh, wait, don't tell me you faked everyone out. Don't cry, Apollo. Those good-for-nothing gangsters. There are some things you should just not do. I'm pressing charges. Wait, just calm down, Apollo. Or else... It really was a fake out. What? What the heck is that thing? Surprised? This is one of my best tricks. The amazing Mr. Hat. You look marvelous, darling. He's a big hit on stage at the Wonder Bar. Yes, I am a big hit. Ha ha ha. Well, what do you think? Do you like it? You mean, Trucy, there are things you should just not do. You're playing with fire. I'm pressing charges either way. Apollo, now is not the time to be threatening me. It's you who's being threatening here. Huh? Remember what you said to Waki's father yesterday? You promised you'd save his son. But that testimony was rock solid. What are you suggesting I do? Look, once the judge declares a verdict, it's all over. If I can use my time to stop that from happening, I will. Trucy, no more stage abductions, please. I'm not talking about magic, Apollo. I know when the witness isn't confident. I can perceive what he's feeling. It might not mean anything, but it's all we've got. You can see what he's feeling? Think back, Apollo. Think back to the times when there was a contradiction in his testimony. All the times. All the times there was a contradiction. I don't remember. Actually, I don't remember exactly. Good thing I do. There were 2 times when he made statements he wasn't confident in, and each time there was a contradiction. His hand, he held yes. A pistol, he was pointed at the man pulling the stand. Okay, his eyes are darting back and forth, and he has a pinky raised. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene. He said the man tossed the pistol aside, but it turned out he wasn't sure, and sure enough, there was a contradiction. Well, that's true, but how does that help us? Did you notice anything? Whenever he made a statement he wasn't confident in, he displayed a certain habit. In his hand, he held, yes, a pistol. It was pointed at the man pulling the stand. Did you see it? The very moment he said the word pistol, his finger got all tense, and he filled with a corner on the page of his book. Really? How am I supposed to see that? Well, I could see it. How else do you think Daddy went 7 years without losing a game of poker? Wait, huh? Are you saying you were there with him the whole time playing poker? That sounds very mad fishy. I always sat next to Daddy during these big matches. I could see what his opponents were feeling. You were there the whole time? You mean that's how Mr. Wright won all those games? It's not cheating officially. I wasn't looking at their hands or anything. And I wasn't there all the time either. Daddy is quite good at poker after all, but not quite good enough to go undefeated that long. Great, so he cheated, or had help at least. But what does that do for us? I don't believe this. You have to listen to his testimony one more time. No, scratch that. You have to watch his testimony. Perceive the truth. Watch a testimony? Perceive the truth? The only thing I'm perceiving is that I'm going to lose. Not true. Daddy said so. He said you have that power, Apollo. Mr. Wright said that? Watch the testimony. Perceive his true feelings. Is she serious? Time's up. Sorry, I can't think of anything other way out of this, Apollo. What was that she said before the trial started? Mr. Wright's not here today. He said his old foot injury was acting up. Yes, he smiled when he said we'd be fine as long as you're here, Trucy. Is that what he meant by us being fine? Well, methods aside, she did avoid one guilty verdict already today. Time to show this court what we're made of. Get ready for justice. Let's do it. Apollo? You know I'm starting to think I can do this. I knew you could do it all along. Oh, one more thing. Mr. Hat. Try to cover for Mr. Hat as best you can. I just flew in from the window coast, and boy, my arms are tired. Right. Mr. Hat. Wasn't there a Mr. Hat in South Park? I think there was. Court is now back in session. Right, we're fine. Ahem. I'd like to say to the young lady standing next to you, Mr. Justice. Oh, you mean me? Don't you have anything to report? Anything concerning the mysterious phantom in the silk top hat? Right, him. Don't worry about him. I settled that. You settled that? Yes, it was an out-of-court settlement. Right. Perhaps Frolin would have us believe it was nothing more than a passing dream. A fantastical illusion. Now you see it, now you don't. Am I right? I think he's onto me. I wish he would stop being so cool. Let us dispense with these niceties and get straight to the matter. What are your plans for our gifted witness? Right. The defense would like to request another cross-examination. Because I forgot to ask something? There was no issue with the witness's previous statement. I will grant your request. However, this court will not permit stalling for time. Understood, Your Honor. Don't forget, Apollo. When he isn't sure about something, he has a habit of fiddling with his book. Okay, I'm looking at the book. Okay, he's confident there. He's confident there. Ergo, I use my cell phone to call the police. He's not confident here, but what exactly about this? He's confident there. I see. I'm not sure I'm qualified to watch testimonies after all. Focus, Apollo. Find his weak spot. Focus. If only it were that easy. My ears hear what he says. My eyes see his expression. Do I have to do something more? What other senses do I have? Oh, there it is again. Wait, what's this? My bracelet. What's going on? My bracelet feels different somehow. I think Daddy was right. You can see it, can't you, Apollo? You're almost there. find the weak spot in his testimony. I know this sounds crazy, but my bracelet is trying to tell me something. He's confident. Confident. Right here.
Hold it!
So you called immediately after witnessing the murder? The police undoubtedly have a record of the call. Why not go check with them? Wait, Apollo, this has to be it. Wait, you mean his habit? Don't forget, Apollo. When he isn't sure about something, he has a habit of fiddling with his book. The only time he even had the book open was here. Which means this is the place to look for his habit. I don't know how I know, but I know. No, what? It's my bracelet. It's different somehow. I can feel it reacting to something about the witness. Your bracelet? I'm not sure I get this focus stuff you were talking about, Trucy. But I have a feeling that this trusting my bracelet is the way to go. Okay, I just need to touch my bracelet with X as it reacts to the testimony. What's going on? I can see the witness's face, his expression so clearly. I can see nothing else, hear nothing else. Apollo? Trucy, what's happening to me? This is what I meant by focusing. Focusing. In this state, you can see everything, Apollo. Everything the witness does. That's great, but this is kind of freaking me out. Just look at Mr. Stickler's twitch, his habit. You remember it, right? Sure. When he says something he's not sure of, he fiddles with a page of his book. You got it. Right now, you're looking at the witness's face. And your eyes are sort of bugging out. I bet there are. First, move your focus of attention down to Mr. Stickler's hand. His hand? You know what to look for now, but you have to be looking at the right place. Just right, you can only see his face like this. Change viewpoint. Down, down, down. There we go. Perfect. Now you're really ready. Ready for what? Ready to perceive the truth behind the twitch. Perceive? Try listening to the witness talk as you focus. Then watch for his habit. Right? Right. You mean when he fiddles with a page? That's right. That's your signal to look closer, to perceive with X. Find his weak spot, and I guarantee you'll be able to give him the royal flush. Spoken like a true poker player head's daughter. I'm a magician, thank you very much. So I had to pay attention to his words and his fingers. Don't worry if you miss it, you can always try again. Right. Look out, nervous twitch, here comes justice.
Gotcha!
Right there, it's moving. I used my cell phone to call the police. I saw it, just now. I could see it. Mr. Justice, do you have something to say? Oh, this banging up desk is quite bad for my circulation, you know. Mr. Stickler, allow me to ask you a simple question. Why did you fiddle with the page of the book just now? The very moment you mentioned your cell phone. What are you talking about? I'm curious to know about this cell phone of yours. Mind if I ask a few questions? What to ask? What to ask? His number as to see his phone? Mr. Stickler, please show me your cell phone. Why? Whatever for? Show me and you'll find out. Well, I can't. I don't have it, you see. You don't have it? Mr. Stickler, is this your cell phone? Yeah, where did you get that? That's the phone from yesterday. If the car moved, it would be crushed for sure. I wonder if it belongs to the doctor here. How strange, Mr. Stickler. Ooh. Can you explain? Wow, your cell phone is sitting here in my hand this very moment. Uh-oh, disconnect. Reconnect. Cool. Okay. Now that we're back. We're back. Wait a minute. What is the meaning of this? This cell phone was found yesterday in the Muratakis clinic garage. The Muratakis? Why, that's where the victim lived. That's impossible. Mr. Stickler, you lied to the court, didn't you? That's perjury. You are getting in trouble. If your cell phone is here, how could you have called the police? Yeah. It's true. I didn't have my cell phone that night. That is why it can be said that I called the police from a public payphone. A payphone? So you didn't call the cell phone after all. Just where was this payphone located, Mr. Stickler? Well, to indicate with a startlingly high degree of accuracy, it was right around here, near the office. That's quite a ways from the park. But why did you lie? There can only be one reason. He didn't want the court to know he had lost his cell phone, because it was found in the victim's garage. What are you saying? Mr. Stickler, you broke into the Metaxas clinic garage on the night of the murder. This cell phone tells all. But that's ridiculous. That makes it sound like I snuck into the fellow's garage to commit some crime, as though I was trying to kill him. Well, Dr. Muratakis was killed that night. Well, yes, but no. This line of reasoning has to be against the rules. Yes, it's true. I lost my cell phone, but you can't prove that I lost it that night. Well, Mr. Justice, if that cell phone was dropped the night of the murder, it does raise some considerable suspicion as to the connection with the crime. Now's your chance, Apollo. Connect Mr. Stickler to the crime. Oh, he's already connected enough. I just have to prove it. Well, do I have a piece of evidence that can do the job? Can I prove the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder? Of course I have evidence. Oh, I like your swagger, Forehead. Hit it. The court will see this piece of evidence, Mr. Justice. Hit it, as they say. The evidence that proves the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder is... The bloomers? It was in a trash can. The mirror? Oh yeah, there's another thing. I don't have the slippers. That's not gonna bite me in the butt, is it? Oh my god, I don't have the slippers as evidence. Is that gonna be important? I don't have the slippers. Oh, jeez. I'm really... Property of Wesley Stickler. The mirror? That's a side view mirror. As it so happens, Dr. Muratakis' car was in an accident that took place the night of the murder. An accident? An accident. It happened a little after 9 p.m., just outside the People Park, our murder scene. Dr. Muratakis' car hit a pedestrian. What are you trying to say? From the absence of a mirror, it's clear that the car was parked after the accident, which means it was parked there after 9 p.m. on the night of the murder. If your cell phone had been dropped before the car was parked in that garage, then it would have been crushed. After all, it was lying on the ground right under the wheel. Ergo, Mr. Stickler, the only time you could have dropped this in the garage was after 9 p.m. the night of the murder in the park. We are... Mr. Stickler, you know what this means. You did break into the victim's garage that night. This is most unexpected, Mr. Justice. Are you naming the witness as a suspect in the murder of Pal Muratakis? No, stop. This is too much. This can't be happening. Prosecutor, say something. I suppose it's worth saying this. No connection has been found between Wesley Stickler and the Pal Maritakis. That is, other than this. I believe our next testimony will be most revelatory. Is the witness prepared? Yes, Your Honor. I know that face. That's the face of guilt. That night, yes, I went to the supermarket. I must have dropped... Oh, he's really unconfident in this part. Look at him go. I must have dropped my cell phone on the way back. And when I was talking through the park, I happened to witness the crime. I saw the killer, the victim, the stand, as clear as all day. It was him. I saw the defendant at the scene. Yes, but your cell phone was lying in the garage. Ah, yes. Well, as you can see, my model of cell phone has a defect. It was given to rolling. It's quite a pain when I drop it alongside the road, you know. Looks like a normal cell phone to me. In any case, Mr. Justice, the cross-examination, please. That's funny. My bracelet didn't react at all during the testimony. His nervous habit must be not be acting up. I didn't sense anything either, actually. Looks like you're on your own this time. Right, no problem. I hope. Here comes justice. That night, yes, I went to the supermarket.
Hold it!
So you went shopping, which means you were holding a grocery bag when you witnessed the murder taking place? Well, yes, of course. Incidentally, the prosecution has received no reports of this domestic detail. Mr. Stickler, can you explain yourself? No, I mean, yes, I did go shopping, really. I walked around the supermarket trying out the free samples. It's a deeply spiritual time for me. I'm sure the store clerks would disagree. You think sampling free food counts as a religion? What kind of line is that? In any case, that night, I sampled to my heart's content and was on my way back home, yes. I must have dropped my cell phone on the way back.
Hold it!
That's when you passed in front of the Maritakis clinic? Why, yes, that's correct. That was pretty suspicious pause there. Mr. Stickler, do you think you could be a bit more specific? Please show us the exact route you took on the night of the murder. Of course. The supermarket is here, along the main road. My way home, from there, takes me past the Maritakis clinic. This is most probably when I dropped the cell phone. Yet, woe is I, walked unaware of my loss. In the garage, though, which is weird. And walked right into that fateful park. And when I was walking through the park, it happened to witness the crime.
Hold it!
This is probably not a very useful line of questioning, but I'll still do it. Which entrance did you enter for the park from? Well, to be exact, one might say that I went in from the entrance closest to Maritakis clinic. The same entrance our victim used. Did you notice anything when you entered? Wheel marks from a noodle stand, for instance? I have no recollection of no such thing, no. Yet though I might have missed the tracks, I could not have missed what happened next. I am keen observer of the obvious, you might say. I saw the killer, the victim, the stand, all as clear as day. It was night. This part of the testimony is the key, I know it. Should I press him about the killer, the victim, or the noodle stand? The noodle stand. I have a feeling. Do you remember what happened to the noodle stand? Quite well, yes. For a student of the sciences, keen observation and healthy curiosity are vital. I remember everything. I could even read the sign. I believe it said, noodle. Yes, that was it. For remembering something quite well, it's sure you took quite out to tell us. I don't think that's right. It's not called noodle. It says Eldoon. It doesn't say noodle. Noodle. Oh, it's noodle backwards. Eldoon is noodle backwards. Well, Mr. Justice, what about that sign? Could it be important? Very important? So the sign on the noodle said, noodle? It appears the defense has obtained a vital piece of testimony. Is this noodle stand's broth really that delicious? I have to go sample the wares one of these days. You should not go, Gramps. Your high blood pressure would kill you. I think it's worth adding to this testimony as well. What sort of noodles that stand sells? It can't match up to the IVU's cafeteria. Some apply to the school merely for a taste of our smart noodles. I wouldn't mind a taste of that myself. It said noodle. Nope.
Objection!
Objection. Are you absolutely sure the sign read noodle? Why, just last week, my professor offered me his praise. At least you have good eyesight, Stickler. I'll give you that. It read, without a doubt, noodle. I see. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Is that pity I see in your eyes? Let's take a look at my map, shall we? So, you're claiming that when you saw the sign, you were standing... here. Was it? Although, it would have been a bit hard to read the sign from this spot. You think so? Mr. Stickler, I'd like you to please take another look at the stand. And to carefully read what the sign says. See? The sign actually states the name of the stand's owner. Eldunes. Inconceivable! I'm certain it was definitely noodle for sure. Positive! I'm afraid your professor was wrong about that eyesight. It wouldn't be so quick to jump to conclusion. The sign he saw changes everything. The witness says the sign said noodle, and he saw it right. What would you say if I told you that there is one spot from which the sign would be read the way Mr. Stickler claims? What? Mr. Justice, show the spot. The witness actually saw it from... If it was right here, he had to be like over here.
Take that!
The witness was standing here, on the opposite side. How do you know that? When viewed from the south, the sign on the stand reads Eldunes, as we know. However... Oh, I didn't even know this. I was bluffing. Observe the other side of the stand. Oh, this side says noodle. Exactly. The name of the stand is split between the front and the back signs. Mr. Stickler, you lied to the court. You witnessed the crime from the northern side of the park, not the south. Yo, you got me.
Objection!
So what? So what? What does it matter if he saw the killing from the north or the south side? It makes no difference at all. He's right. Travel far enough to the south and you wind up going north. Viewed from a global scale, directions are utterly without meaning. What? Maybe he's actually right. What does it change? It changes everything, Apollo. Trucy? Remember his testimony from before? Though, to be honest, I'm a little scared of where this is leading. The killer and the victim are facing each other here, and then, at the moment of the killer raises his weapon, Mr. Stickler shouts, at which point the victim turns his head to look, and the killer fires his pistol. That's why the bullet hit him in the right temple. That's right. But then if he was facing the other way, why did it shoot him that way still? No contradictions, right? Right. But if Mr. Stickler was standing on the north side of the park, that reverses the whole scenario. We need to ask him about that testimony again. Completely. If Mr. Stickler shouts from where he is now, and the victim looks in his direction, It'd be on the left temple. The bullet would have hit his left temple. Ah. In other words, someone standing at point K couldn't shoot the victim in his right temple. It's impossible. That's right. So, now that we know that Mr. Stickler was standing on the northern side, the wound location takes an entirely different meaning. Indeed. You are absolutely correct, Fräulein. What's this mean? The entry wound was on the right side of the victim's head, correct? Well, the right side of the victim's head is north. North. Ah. But that's where the witness, Wesley Stickler, was standing. Correct. So if he was standing to the north, then the only person here who would have shot the victim in the right temple was Mr. Stickler himself. Yeah. No, wait. There's another way. If he was telling the truth... No, wait. Order. Wow, the apple didn't fall far from the tree. She flipped this whole case on his head while I was still figuring it out.
Objection!
He slams the wall. Clarify one point for me if you would, Arrowhead. What now? Are you truly accusing this college student of murder? Well, I can't say he exactly looks innocent, but something still doesn't feel right. I just can't picture him as a real killer. No, please, look aside. I'm a really nice guy. All my friends say so. Let's hear what the defense has to say. What are you going to do now, Justice? Should I really accuse Mr. Stickler? No. I don't think accused of another crime. Is this really an option? He's not the murderer, I'm pretty sure. But I do have a funny feeling he's actually another. I don't think Wesley Stickler's a killer, but he's not innocent either. His unusual silence tells me that much. Mr. Stickler, you seem unusually quiet. Tell us why now. The word confession isn't in my dictionary. Tisk, air forehead. I'm afraid it falls to you to elucidate Air Stickler's silence. Mr. Justice, you did say you were accusing the witness just now for a crime other than murder. Your reason? That's the court's all ears. I know he's guilty of something, but what crime other than murder is there? Do I have evidence that shows his involvement in some other crime? Your evidence? The court's eyes are all eyes, Mr. Justice. Show us the evidence that points to the witness's involvement in another crime. The panties. I'm accusing you of being a panty thief. The evidence is this. What is that? Women's underwear? Hey, those are mine. Oh, we got the panty thief here. Oh no, he's gonna die. If Plum catches him. Well, anything to say? Don't look at me like that! Panty thief. Order! Mr. Stickler, well, I can't say this comes as a shock. It's not what it seems. By Pythagorean's theorem, on the night of the murder, just past 9 p.m., a young girl catches a panty snatcher red-handed. Bravely, she gives chase, but the snatcher flees and hides himself in no other place than Meritactus Clinic garage. Aha! Incidentally, the forgotten phone. These panties were found in the exhaust pipe of the car there. Presumably, he was trying to hide the evidence of this crime. Ergo, while you may not be a murderer, you are guilty of being a panty snatching in the first degree. Please, hear me out. It's not what it looks like. Order. Mr. Stickler, you should be ashamed. It's not what it seems. He's dying. Gasp. So, are we to understand that you were silent not because you were guilty of murder, But because you lack the courage to admit your theft of this girl's undergarments? Ahem, perhaps you are not aware of that my school's name was originally written TV, IV. IV stands for intelligent, V stands for valiant, see? Your point? I'm not done now. I'm a major in the science department. And what does science teach if not curiosity? Yes, we were in the IVU, science department of Valiant Curios. No challenge is too daunting. And what greater challenge is there to science than... Objection? Come on, you're talking about a girl's panties here. No, you do not understand. A mystery is the unknown, and the unknown is unacceptable. And my friends, when it comes to mysteries, those panties are the promised land. From the moment I first laid eyes on them, I was compelled to investigate. For science! A full-size car tire was the only first mystery those panties revealed. A tire? Yes, I saw her do it. She pulled a tire out of those panties. But that's not all. First there was a tire, then a stew pot, then a frozen chicken. One mystery after another. It was magic. Oh, I remember now. He's one of the regulars in the audience at the Wonder Bar. Huh? He's talking about my magic panties trick. I just don't understand. A broom from a pair of panties? It mocks the very laws of physics. A broom and a frozen chicken, Shrusi? Whatever happened to Jobs and bunnies and rabbits? Mr. Stickler, you stole this girl's panties to understand the magic trick? You say panties, but they are so much more than that. For me, they're an object for serious study. I wonder. There has been a recent rash of panty snatches in their area. Were they all you? I am sorry, but I did it for science. Each time I spied on a pair of panties flapping in the air, maybe this would be a pair that would elucidate any that would be chasing me through the streets. I wept tears of joy. Perhaps this night I will seize the truth that lies within those panties. Yet woe is I, for once again the lazy heart and pattern was to slip through my fingers. Jeez. Still, that leaves one thing unexplained. Are you referring to our witness' other lie, yes? The witness claimed he saw the crime from the south, but was in fact in the north. Indeed. Would anyone care to explain why he lied about that? Be my guest, Air Forehead. Me? Did I not hear you correctly? Did you not say you? Do not accuse the witness of murder. Why, then, did the witness lie about this location at the time of the shooting? Or have you no idea? Apollo, there is something about the way the diagram is arranged right now. When you think about it, right near when Mr. Stickler was standing, isn't there a tree? Well, Mr. Justice, what say you? Do you have any evidence to show us why the witness lied about this location? The picture itself. Because we got it all backwards. It wasn't the standee, no, the standee shot first. And that's why it all makes sense. He was telling the truth. He just doesn't know who actually shot. Or was it? And what's the piece of evidence to show? Fingerprints? Wait. What if... Okay. What if the standee pulled the guy, right? Our defendants, and he actually got shot then and there. And then somebody else came back later, got the gun, and then shot back the standee. That doesn't make any sense. What about this? Do you have any evidence to show why the witness lied about its location? Is this a piece of evidence? Maybe?
Take that!
Take this. The evidence that shows why he lied is this. What? More panties? How many panties are you carrying in your pocket or forehead? These are the last, honest. These were found in a trash can at the park. Looking at the diagram, we can see that the trash can was right next to where the witness stood. Mr. Stickler, you didn't. Alas, I'm a failure as a scientist. I can't unravel the mysteries of the universe. I can't even unravel a pair of panties. So, these panties are your handiwork as well? That night, I had been... Look at his face. He's got an evil smirk on him. I had been chased, hounded into the Matarkis clinic garage. Sweeping in frustration, I was forced to abandon my prize. Don't you see how I felt? Believe me, I'd rather not. I hid in the garage for a short while. Then, abandoning the panties, I made for home. To avoid the office where the girl works, I went towards the south entrance. When I saw them hanging there on the clothesline by a giant mansion. A giant pair of panties. Apparently he didn't know bloomers belonged to the mob. He's so dead. Sorry, buddy. I kinda called you out and now you're gonna die. I had them, safe in my pocket, ready to take home, when I stumbled upon a murder. The murder of Dr. Maritakis. I reported what I had seen, but as I waited for the police to arrive, I got scared. What if they searched me? That's when you disposed of the bloomers. Yes, it was a severe blow to the progress of science, but one that had born to be born. A fascinating and disturbing tale. I believe this brings today's proceedings to a close, and I'm more than pleased to dismiss that this witness for the remainder of the trial. Oh, one last thing if I might. Yes, Prosecutor Gavin? Regardless of where we ended today, some vital points were made. Namely, that the defendant, Waki Kitaki, was at the scene of the crime, and he was pointing a weapon at the victim. One more thing. Waki Kitaki has a clear motive. Indeed, the defendant Waki Kitaki is still the prime suspect in this case. The only suspect, in fact, assuming there was no one else on the scene of the crime. Yet, a mystery remains. The location of the wound in the victim's right temple has yet to be explained. The court requests further investigation from both the defense and the prosecution. Yeah, baby. No problem. Very well, this brings the trial for today to a close. Court is adjourned. Dun dun. Save? Yes. Day 2, Investigation 2. Complete? Actually, I think we ended it for today. Nice. Man, that's funny. So he caught a panties thief, and now he's gonna get murdered eventually. Wait, what is with Mr. Gavin? I don't trust for a second that it's actually his brother. He disappears and this comes back. I think he just got out of prison and changed his identity or something. Right? There's like a relationship going on. They look way too similar. It has to be like him with a different identity. And I think he speaks with a German accent? I'm not sure how to do a German accent. Oh wow. That's it. Well, this has been Faded Wood signing out. See y'all later.